everybody. Sorry, I had to scoot my chair back without making a loud, obnoxious noise. The table's a little further than I meant it to be. Welcome back to another week for, how did I used to say it? Crit Seekers or something like that. I don't remember. Crit Seekers. That's how it was.
Hate
Yeah.
that. Stop it.
I was listening to some of the older episodes today and heard the one where I was like talking about how I just was practicing it and everyone had headphones on and no one heard me going over and over again. So I did that again today and then decided I was going to say Crit Seekers. And here we are.
Crit Sneakers.
That's our new brand.
one. Yeah.
That's our shoe brand.
Or none of the shoes match
Partnering
each
with Nike.
Yeah. The tail edition.
The tail line. It's where you go to the DI and you just grab whatever you can find.
Yeah.
You got those new
How'd
tails.
you know?
those new tail crit sneakers.
Any hoozles.
Thanks for tuning in again to our shenanigans. We're so happy that you have followed all of this.
We are ready to shenan again.
Yeah, exactly. We are. And really, thank you from the bottom of our hearts because it means a lot. I've heard from a lot of people lately, and it makes me feel really warm and fuzzy inside because you guys are just as much part of our table as all of us here. So thank you for being that for us.
You have hair inside your body?
In my body? Oh, yeah, it tickles. I was like, what? It tickles.
Warm
He's
and
all
fuzzy.
warm and fuzzy
Oh, okay,
on
I
the
got it. I was
inside,
like,
yeah.
what
I
the
was
fuck are you
just-
talking
like,
about?
What a gross thing to say.
Yeah.
Get nasty.
You're welcome.
It's okay. I'll cut that out in post.
Yeah, cut.
We'll
No.
get it in
Cut
post.
the tape.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up.
Cut the
wrap it
video.
up.
Let's see. I mean, I don't think there's any other announcements that have gone on for this week. We
not
do
that
have Colette back at the table with us,
Kaya.
playing Kaya, so that will be an interesting dialogue today.
Our resident punchy
I
fist.
remembered everything that happened.
The resident punchy fist, exactly. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks to everyone who helped us along the way, and we're glad to have had you along the way. I don't know where I was going with that.
We're glad to have you.
With the hair in my body. Okay.
Oh my god.
No.
All right. So,
Should we restart
Cut
that?
tape.
no.
Go again.
This is what we do.
Going home.
Last week on Crit Sneakers, our party had emerged from the Underdark from as they found out, about almost a couple week venture down in the tunnels and caves that lurk beneath the surface, and had prepared themselves for a final confrontation with Asutali, the Yuan Ti, who had essentially imprisoned you all down in the Underdark in the first place, and exerted some form of control over Whitehorn, and was manipulating events, so to speak, within the city. And you had emerged from the sewers, made your way stealthily to the Blackhold Keep, and upon entering, were greeted by a group of keepers who informed you guys that Asutali had come forward after some type of raid or assault on the upper towers, killing all of the Blackguard, the Black Watch, who were her personal guards that were Yuan Ti disguised as these guards that were hidden amongst the other keeper guard. And she had been taken into imprisonment, and you guys did some investigating to find out kind of what had been going on, who did this. You were joined by a keeper who had said he was sent by Alar to assist you all in this investigation. And you... He was sent by an Alar, yeah. Fake Lar. Mm-hmm. Through your investigation, some details were realized by Nimue, which caused her to kind of go off in a little bit of a fit and leave the party.
Well,
And-
okay.
I mean, kind of though. You like stormed out.
temper tantrum.
Yeah. She left the party, and upon being located by them outside of the walls, up like an hour up a river, everyone started to reveal some bits about their past and slowly began to piece together that somehow you were all seemingly brought together in these different fates and paths that brought you to Gelstead in the first place. Returning back to Whitehorn, you were greeted by Alar, who led you to the Gilded Gauntlet Tavern for some drinks. And during a conversation there, it was realized that something was amiss, and maybe Alar wasn't Alar. You invited he and his keeper ally. I'm spacing on John's character's name.
Ro.
I was gonna say Ro, but then I was like, nah, that's not it. All right,
Dude, you need to row your boat.
I need to drink more caffeine.
Apparently down
You were
south.
invited them. I've got some tea. Thank you, though. Invited them up to a room, and a very tense moment of like confrontation transpired as Seven had already left to go locate his journal. They're all pointing guns at each other at the table, by the way.
It's a Mexican standoff.
Yeah. Seven went to go locate his journal. Vlad had gone off to locate Allie and follow Seven. Irfan, you were part of that. DeWitt was part of it, and Nix was part of it. Nimue was in a different room, asleep, and Tail had...
Not necessarily.
Gone off to
Gone-
find Asatali.
Yeah, that's right. You'd gone off to speak with Asutali. During the standoff, it was revealed that the fake Lar was none other than Callista.
Oh,
a-
Nimue was there though.
thought
I
it
was there.
She did show
I
up
did
eventually.
join, yeah.
Well,
Maya.
she took the shape of Maya after Fakelar, the bartender from Gelstead, at the very beginning of our campaign, who had some type of interaction with everybody involved and then been witnessed after all the goings-on had happened, and she was assumed to have been a part of it. And then it was revealed that Callista had taken her form and somehow was tied to your destinies binding together in some way, shape, or form. And before any other confrontation could happen, she grabbed Ro and they disappeared, somehow teleporting outside of the room. Taylor, you showed up at that point, right? No. You dimension doored out.
Yeah, with Nimue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I showed up at that point.
Yeah, you
Everyone
guys
else
dimension
did,
doored out looking for the two who were nowhere to be seen as the rest of the party showed up. And you all began to have a long coming discussion with yourselves, eventually retiring before that could be finished, with Tail taking his own room and doing something that I am very interested to see what the fuck is happening at the beginning of this. So that's, I think, where we will pick up.
That was a convoluted episode.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Just to be clear, I know I'm
Kaya and Lorenzo held back because Lorenzo's half. He's turned half lizard. His legs are lizard
He's
legs,
a cripple.
so he needed a little bit of help. So you
a
stayed
little
back
slow.
to help him kind of stay out of the eye of the keepers, because at the time you guys thought that you were wanted. So we'll pick up just at the end of that evening. Tail, as you have separated from everyone else in the party and taken your own room, what exactly the fuck are you doing?
Okay. So the way that I'm setting up the room is that I'm taking out a lot of the like monster parts that I've collected from over the course of our travels. I'm taking the majority of them out, like mainly like the spider, like drider legs, things like that. Also like the Umber Hulk mandibles and a couple of the bones that I have. I'm setting them all in a little circle around, and I'm taking out the talking doll and setting it in the middle of the circle.
Ugh,
Fucking creepy.
don't like
okay?
that.
Look, the
Okay.
more things you pull out of there, the more I realize
So-
that this is just.
I'm
Creepy.
gonna do a couple of things. Like I'm gonna start praying to, is it pronounced Maglubiet or Maglubiet? How?
I'm sure that once people hear how we pronounce it, will be corrected. So I'm pronouncing it Maglubiet.
Maglubiet.
So
Okay,
I
I'll
will
go with
be
that.
corrected, and I will pronounce it correctly once I am. But for now, it's Maglubiet.
Okay. So once I set the doll in the middle of this little creepy circle,
Mm-hmm.
start praying, like get down on my knees, and I take out my chakram and then go, oh, Maglubiet, I come praying to you because I am in time of need. When we spoke before, you said that you might help someone in my type of situation and that I have a desire to punish those who harm me or the friends around me. We have encountered a person that has killed one of my best friends, and I told you that I will come to you. And the reason why is because I want more power. I want to be able to protect the friends that I have and make sure that none of them die again. And then I will start doing the weird thing I do with bodies, but with the talking doll. And I'm gonna start like carving into it with my chakram. And I'm just gonna do that for a little bit of the night. And yeah,
Roll a D100 for me.
You truly are not a shoople.
I am not a 64.
A 64. Okay. So you finish this ritual that you have set up within your rented room inside the Gilded Gauntlet.
What's going on in here?
Sorry, it's okay. You carve these symbols that almost seem second nature, something that was taught to you, and even though second nature, it seems a life so long ago. And as you finish up, this wave of exhaustion hits you, and kind of set your chakram down on the ground and wobble a little bit. And you go to stand up, and your body, like, you essentially you pass out. You fall to the ground. Your vision again fades and is taken to the same site that you saw in the Underdark in the dream. There are mounds of corpses, and you find yourself standing on one of these large mounds with this dark, shadowy shape off into the distance. And you hear the voice of what you presume to be Malgbiet say, "You seek power. I have heard you.
I do. And I needed to punish somebody.
And tell me, what forms of punishment do they deserve?"
Oh, so the first thing is that I will keep them alive while I carve symbols in your name. And I will make her feel the pain that she did to Nimue and cast fire to her. And I will also make sure that she will never spy on us again. I will take out her eyes and I will take out her ears. And I will offer it all to you. And then when she is begging for her life, I shall kill her.
Good. Good. You don't see this shadow move, as it's like a towering, almost like a titan. But you feel a hand upon your shoulder, like the weight of a hand. There's not that warmth that generally comes from like another person's touch on you, but there's the opposite, like this cold void feeling, but you feel the weight.
Okay.
And you wake up. And as you're sideways on the floor, kind of your eyes blink open and you see around you this display of these bits and pieces that you've been collecting along your way. And that feeling of that hand doesn't dissipate. Not immediately.
Okay.
Multi-class and a warlock.
We have some things to talk about.
It was just a doll, dude.
I'm gonna start picking up the parts that I have on the ground and put it back in my bag. Talking doll, I'm gonna keep it out. Then I'm gonna. Is there like a fireplace in my room or no?
Not in the room.
Okay. Well, is it morning?
It's still the middle of the night.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave it where it is.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go to the floor and sleep.
Just lay back down and fall asleep.
Yep.
Okay.
Feel loved.
The rest
but
of
also
you
creeped out.
within the Raven's Perch Tavern Morning finds you all a bit uneasy after the occurrences that happened the day before, but you still got some rest. You all awake in your respective rooms. I don't remember how you guys usually separate yourselves out there, but
I mean, I usually bunk with Tail, so I don't know.
I usually
You
bunk
were-
with the wit.
so you kind of had your own room, I think, that you bought one when you went up there before they brought.
Well, that was
Fake
at
Lar
the
into
Gilded
the-
Gauntlet.
Oh, that's right. No, you guys went to the Raven's Perch afterwards because you didn't. Yeah. Okay. So, the morning is yours. What would you like to do?
I probably would have slept by myself that night, but I just as a note, I want to say that morning I don't use my ash mixture.
Oh,
That's all.
okay.
And it's still good. It's just
Yeah, me either.
Does that mean that you just moisturized? Or?
Yeah. I just take salt water and just rub it on my skin, you know?
Yeah. I like that ashy elbows, you know?
What was everyone else doing?
Probably gonna go down to the bar and get some food with Valed.
Huh?
Food.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Hold
Yeah.
on, let me put on my loincloth.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's go get some food.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you two head down there.
When I wake up, I first switch up my spells for the day, and I'm gonna take sending,
Mm-hmm.
and then I cast sending to Lorenzo, and I say, "Hi, Lorenzo. Sorry, I didn't have this spell today or yesterday, but oh shit."
Do you say "ah shit"?
Meet us at Raven's Perch. Everything's fine.
That's a fucking lie.
Okay. You hear a response pretty quickly. It says, "Oh, that is no problem. I actually, if it is all right with you all, would you mind heading up to the Black Hold? We we have a lot to talk about."
Oh shit.
In jail.
Okay, I'm gonna recast sending. Okay, we will meet you up there. Is everything all right? Are you okay?
He responds immediately and says, "Oh yes, sorry for making any alarm. We were caught as we were walking around, but it seems that we are cleared of all charges, and everything that happened is under control, except for, well, there's some stuff that happened. I need just come to the Black Hold."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll head downstairs.
Whitehorn.
If I wake up still inside the Gilded Gauntlet, I'm gonna go back.
Where else would you be?
I don't know. Someone kidnapped
You
me
do.
and shit. Okay. Gonna go down to the Raven's Perch, but I'm gonna take the talking doll, and if I pass by, like,
You don't clean up your shit, or
I already picked up all day.
Oh,
okay. The weird shit. I'm gonna pick up the doll. If I pass by, like, I don't know, a fireplace, I'm gonna toss the doll in it.
Okay. I mean, there's one down in the Gilded Gauntlet.
Okay, I toss the doll in it.
Okay.
Then I go to the Raven's Perch with everyone.
The warden's not going to be happy about that.
That's the callback.
Before I leave my room, is the warden happy?
No.
I still have to find out.
Before I leave my room, I want to use the sending stone to Alar.
Okay.
I'll say,
Sending is good enough.
Sending pigeons. Then.
last night, Callista found me. She pretended to be you. I am safe. But I don't know how she did it. She shouldn't have been able to. And she knows about you too. That's it.
There's like a long drawn out moment, almost like when you tell someone really heavy news on the phone and you can almost hear like the static draw out. Like, you know, the message gets received. And there's like a draw out moment. He just
Actually, it's
says,
just a dial tone.
yeah.
What is a phone?
He responds back and says, I'm not quite sure exactly what to make of this news.
Red.
That's discouraging to hear. I'm glad you're safe. I will make efforts on my part to ensure that I know if she comes near. That's it.
I'll head downstairs.
Red at 12:30.
I'm also heading downstairs.
Okay.
Same.
There's red receipts on a sending message. like, fuck you too.
They don't respond. It just says red.
No, I think the equivalent would be like, just saying like, I saw it. I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else. Yeah, 25 words all I say is KK.
I know you can't see my face, but it's just a thumbs up and a smiley face.
Alar loved this message.
He just
What do you
he
have?
literally
a
says it.
sending stone.
Damn it. All right, so
Whoa, is that the Apple 11 sending stone?
Dude, that's like worth 1,500 gold pieces.
God. Okay, so
It now has 3 dots on the back.
You all eventually make your way down into the tavern of the Raven's Perch, below the rooms where majority of you stayed. Tail comes in not too long after you all wake up. You guys' circadian rhythms are all synced because it makes the story easier.
Do I still feel that hand on my shoulder? Or is it gone?
Make a perception check.
Oh, I'm
It
bad at
never
those.
goes away.
You turn around.
Oh, yeah, it's a 7.
A 7. You you turn your attention to it for a second, and you don't necessarily notice anything as you walk in the tavern door, and you immediately are distracted as you see the rest of the party down in there.
Hello, friends.
Hey, Tail.
Yeah?
Where were you?
Oh, I was sleeping at the Gilded Gauntlet.
Oh, why?
Oh, I just needed some time to myself. You know,
There. Did you
What?
see anyone last night?
I wanted to go see Asutali, but it was too late, and so guard turned me away. So I just sleep at Gilded Gauntlet.
Turned you
Forgot about
away.
But it was, closest in, so that was nice too.
Didn't have to walk like 5 more minutes or something.
No, I
Yeah.
was tired.
That's all the difference.
Oh, can I insight check?
Sure.
Oh, hello.
A 20. You can roll deception if you.
Sure.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. That's also a 20.
Oh.
Straight rolls. I want you both to roll again.
Okay.
Okay, I crit.
I crit failed.
Wow. Okay.
Fate is on his side.
It's a 26.
20?
Yeah,
20.
you kind of
8.
like Tail says this, and there's that moment where you don't believe him, and you like, it's like that awkward. You kind of like get in his face, and you're like, "So how is the Gilded Gauntlet?"
He
Oh,
says,
it
I didn't
was
actually
nice."
say anything.
Yeah. But he's like more Tail right this second than ever. Sure, let's go with that.
All right, yeah.
Tail is channeling his inner tail.
Okay, I won't
Yeah.
say anything.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
What are we doing today?
I am.
Oh, I want to go to the blacksmith because I wanted to learn from him. But with all the things happening, I go down.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, why are we leaving Whitehorn so quickly? You know what I mean? We have allies here, first of all. And second of all, there are things that might be able to get done if we stay here a little longer.
Like what?
Well, like Teo could learn from the blacksmith. I
Yeah.
could spend a little bit more time with Lorenzo, helping him get his.
Feet together.
Irfan's just looking around like, fuck. Why didn't we stay down there? We had plenty of other things to do down there as well.
Well, I don't want to be down there. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And I
That's
don't
why.
want to be up here.
All right. Well, majority rules. We're not going back.
I'm not going back down there.
I will. No, I'm totally with you, Dwight. I don't like the dark.
Why do you want to go back there so badly?
Well, we had other things to finish down there as well.
That's not our business. We have no responsibility towards that. In
And
fact, I
how's-
didn't really feel that much responsibility towards what was happening here either.
Exactly, so why do we have any responsibility up here?
But why do you prefer down there than up here?
Because it's enclosed?
Yeah, there's walls everywhere.
So is any building, go into any building. I don't understand why you need to be down there.
Okay, can I insight check Irfan to see if if it seems like it's more than just being around walls? Why he wants to go back?
Sure.
One can't see my hand gestures.
9.
I mean,
Yep.
there's not much you can read. You just
Well, I mean, if you want to go down there, you can. But I want.
I mean, we're not really
go
holding you
down there.
back, but I think that the majority of us
Don't
hate
want
the
to.
Underdark and are not going to go back down there.
Yeah, you're going to have to like poison me and then like knock me out and then drag me down there.
Well, I think the poison
Well,
technically
yeah,
knocked you out.
It's not
Either
that,
way, I don't care.
DeWitt, it is not that difficult to poison you.
Yeah, you do
yeah,
it to yourself.
I'll just
You
do
seem
it
to do it
myself.
pretty
so
voluntarily.
if you have one, I'll take it.
Anyways, Irfan, I appreciate you being worried about the rebellion down there, or whatever it is that you're worried about. But at this moment, we all have goals on the surface. Many of us do.
Yeah.
And it's also, I am afraid of these enclosed spaces. DeWitt got tortured down there. Tail got tortured down there. Nyx obviously hates it. We're not going back down there.
Hey, look, I knew it. I find you guys talking again. What are you guys doing?
Talking.
Yeah, you should stop that. It's like I need to go out and look for Owly.
Okay, then I'm going to go find Lofgren.
Hey, wait, I need to go there too. That guy has a helmet.
I also need to go there.
Okay, well then let's just
But
go.
I have to go somewhere else first.
Okay,
Where?
well I'm going there first.
Well, then I'll go with you and then I'll look for Owly.
Oh, shit. Okay, also, Lorenzo said that we needed to meet him at the black hole.
Afterthought. Such an afterthought.
Yeah, every time.
Okay, well,
Poor Lorenzo.
that works out
I
for
feel
me.
so bad.
I just leave and start headed for the black hole.
Okay, looks
Okay.
like we're going. Well, I mean, Lofgren is at the black hole. So we can
I
just-
know, that's
visit him
that worked
after.
to me.
So let's go.
I just ordered food though.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I'll meet you there.
Damn
then.
it. All right.
Get it to go.
Yeah, what
Can I get a doggy bag?
Do you have a to-go box?
you guys all stand up to leave, and the gnome behind the bar comes out carrying 2 plates for Vlad and Dwin. All right, I've got your food here. Are you all leaving?
Just set it down really quick, and then I'll just like.
Okay. So you all get up and make your way out of Raven's Perch towards the Black Hold.
Just leave a good tip on the table, right?
It's about a 25-30 minute trek up. You make it up the hill to the walls, and the guards peer over and immediately wave you in, and the large gates open and allow you into the courtyard.
What's in the courtyard?
the same stuff that's been in the courtyard.
Well, last time there were a ton of guards.
Yeah, there's like, you can see some of the like newer recruits going through like routines off on the far end of the keep, like outside of like between the keep itself and the hedgerows and stuff that surround the little statue in the middle of the courtyard. But there's not like the gathering of guards that there were yesterday. There's people walking around still, scribe uniforms or keeper guard uniforms, but nothing like concentrated.
All right, well, I'll go find a guard and ask them where I can find Lorenzo.
Okay. You go up to the closest one to you and he says, "Oh, he's inside the hold.
Whereabouts within the hold?
I've been out here for the past couple hours patrolling. I just know he's in there."
Does he usually have like an office space or?
Yeah, it's one of the doors when you come in and you go down that hallway. He's in one of those spaces.
Great. I'll go inside the black hole and just...
Insight check.
It's fake lore. Okay.
I'll just send another message.
The room he led you to actually was just a pit full of lava.
Unfortunately, he didn't lead us to a room. Anyways, I'll just cast sending again and be like, "Hey, Lorenzo, we're at the black hold. We're inside, but I don't know where to find you, so come get us."
Says, "Oh yes, well, I'll send someone down. I can't really make it myself at the moment."
Oh, big goof.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. We'll just wait.
Okay.
Elevator music playing in the background. We're all like awkwardly like shuffling back and forth.
It's probably like 5 to 10 minutes pass, and Kaya strolls out of the black hold.
Oh, I found missing person.
Yeah, I knew she was here.
So, let's go.
Hey, Kaya.
Where
Hi.
were you?
I was helping Lorenzo.
Oh, I tried to find you, but you disappeared, and I couldn't find you anymore.
You seem pretty good at that.
I think that was the plan, though.
Yeah, we definitely told them to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but I don't know why I was the one sent to go find them.
You just left.
Yeah. I don't know
Nobody
what you're
told you to
talking
go
about.
do that. Anyways, take us to Lorenzo.
Okay. So,
Off we go then.
Right too.
so Kaya leads you in, and leads you past the rooms where people are usually, like where you'd seen Asutali and where the guard said that Lorenzo had an office of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And up the second flight of stairs and onto the landing and further into the black hold there and into, not too far you go and you can see there is the courtyard within the black hold. Like it's got its own, what?
Your hair looks really good, bro.
Sorry. That's okay. There's like its own, like smaller courtyard within the black hold that you and Tail had flown into.
Good memories here.
Yeah. And you're led just on the outskirts of that into probably 2 doors down into a room. And as the door opens, there's a few keepers in there, and you can see Lorenzo, and you can actually see Sella is also in the room around a larger table with scattered papers and whatnot on it. And as you walk in,
Before we go in, I want to cast Detect Thoughts
on,
on Tail.
okay.
Is there a save for me or?
I
he
just know
knows your
the
surface
Surface
thoughts.
thoughts.
Okay. Well, right now I'm just thinking about Lofgren and the cool armor I'm gonna get.
Cool. I'm gonna move it when we get in the room. I'm gonna move it around everyone. Not just the group, but like Sella and Lorenzo and everyone in the room.
Okay. Moving it around, there's a general sense of like restlessness and like investigation.
I don't get any creepy Callista vibes.
No,
Okay. It's really all I'm looking for.
I figured, but no, you don't.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you walk in, and all the heads kind of turn your way, and Lorenzo just says, well, I'm glad you could all make it. We've been up most of the night discussing what has been going on. It seems someone has broken to the upper levels of the tower and murdered what we thought were the Black Watch guard. And, well, they were not, obviously. More of these snake people who caused the issues in the first place. So we were trying to get to the bottom of that, and I was told that you all were doing the same. What have you all found out?
Well, we've found out a little bit.
I'm not saying anything.
So there was this person apparently that everyone knows that came up here and killed everyone. That's all we know about it.
Sella at this point says, well, if you know who this is, then can we arrest this person? Can we take him into custody and question?
I'm afraid that this person is a little bit more powerful than even your force of keepers. I've had personal dealings with this person, and there's no arresting her. And I have no idea why she did this. It's not out of the kindness of her heart, but it's not. She's not a good person, and there's no way we can find her unless she wants to be found. And she's far more powerful than we are.
And she can change shapes too.
That is also correct.
So
You can see kind of all of the keepers in there, like skeptically look around at each other, and there's some murmurings said between some of the ones that you don't recognize. And Sella thoughtfully looks at the table for a moment and kind of starts like wrapping her fingers on the table and says, well, okay, this is interesting to know. Do you think she is behind what was happening to me? Why Asutali was doing what she did to me? Was she a part of that?
No. From what we understand from our time in the tunnels beneath Whitehorn and far beneath the surface, there is cities down there that are populated with these snake creatures, and they had overtaken a lot of the larger cities within the Underdark, and they were starting to expand to the surface, and that was just what they did here was them expanding. And
Yes, Lorenzo has informed us of that much. I'm more just
This Callista
curious if this
person is
person is
not.
related, and if she is not,
she's not.
well, that poses a bigger problem for us because that means there are multiple forces at play here against us for some reason. I'm not sure either why she would have helped this situation. The unfortunate fact of it is it did not only this city, but our order a favor. I can only imagine the chaos that would have descended if things had continued the way it had, and if these Yuan Ti had made their way to the surface. I can only imagine the things that could have been done, which does pose another problem for us. We've been trying to work that out, and she gestures to the table, and you can see there's like scribblings and like drawings and stuff, and she says, short of somehow burying this breach in the sewers that you all came up from, I'm not quite sure how to stop this. There's no way that, and from what we glean from Asutali, there's no way that these creatures don't know that whatever they had attempted here has failed. I can't imagine they're just going to leave this and leave us alone at this point. So our first priority and largest focus now is trying to figure out some type of defense against this and or possibly come up with some type of offensive, though I'm not sure how we can take on the empire that controls cities beneath the surface, which I didn't even think was more than a myth, but here we are.
Well, it is a long journey for them to get up here. So if they were going to move out in force, it would take them a long time.
I mean, you've all been gone about 2 weeks, so it hasn't been that long. They can mobilize that quick. That's not a very long time to give us any warning or any chance
Oh,
to...
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, so you have some time to prepare, most likely.
They are
Right.
also kind of busy with the rebellion going on there, so I don't know if they can afford to send out large forces up here.
Yeah. And the trek is dangerous, too.
It is.
Yes, and Lorenzo also mentioned this, and I'm half mind to want to support this rebellion in some way, shape, or form, because if this greater threat posed to us below is already being opposed, I'm not sure how else to go about it than from combating it within. Seems a good start.
I agree.
But how to go about that? I mean, we could send people. I mean, if we sent a larger force, they would know. And we'd need somebody to guide us through where we had been, or where you had been. But this is why most of us in this room have not slept this evening. And you see everyone's kind of got that, like, needing a cup of coffee, like, gaze and the droopy eyes. Kaya included.
Yeah.
Are you looking to close the hole?
Yes, that is the first
I think-
priority.
I
of-
think I can
I
do
can also
that.
do that.
Yeah. So
well, it's-
I mean, not until
we-
tomorrow, but
I could do that today.
I did not take stone
That is
shape
of
today.
benefit. I had people I was going to send and essentially collapse the tunnel, but
Do you want me to like make it into a door or something? Or do you want me to just close it up?
I'm not sure. These are the questions that are posed. I would not
I
like to
mean-
leave it as an opening for anybody to be able to come back through.
Don't forget, we saw that creature down there. I don't think tunnels are. Collapsing tunnels might make it a little bit harder for them to get here, but they have that worm.
It's not
Or what-
under their control, though. It attacked
Yeah,
them
it
just the
killed
same
them.
as it attacked
I'm
us.
pretty
Oh yeah.
It's not under their control.
Hey, real quick question: is that supposed to be hitting yellow?
Yeah.
Does it have to hit yellow for it to pick up?
It should be.
Okay, because half the time it's not.
We'll mess with it later. That's what I was saying earlier. For some reason, the sensitivity is off today.
What can you do?
We've already turned it up, so I'll mess with it in post.
Turn up.
It seems there are many creatures down there that we know nothing about, and I also would care to know more of this. It's the reason that our order exists. It's something to consider. If I can send
Well, if we can
Anyone
close it
down
up,
there?
we can always reopen it.
yes,
True.
but do you plan on staying in the city to help us with all of this when the time comes? I'm not sure how long that would be. I mean, if you collapse this tunnel, it would take a lot for us to reopen it again. That's where these plans are contradicting themselves. If we leave a
Well,
door, it
yeah, if
allows for
you're-
entrance. If we
right.
collapse it, then how do we get back through if we need to?
You don't.
Well, I mean, they got in once before, so what's to stop them again?
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Flood the tunnel. You have the flask.
I
I don't think that would.
don't. There's a lot of
Flood
tunnels
the
there.
tunnels.
Yeah. Just sit
Um,
there for like
I mean, I'm not planning on
Leave it there
staying right
forever.
now. Pretty sure we're not.
We have a couple things to do that we
I mean, we will be spending a little bit of time left in the city, but not
not too much.
long.
Very well. Well, whatever assistance you can provide us while you're here is appreciated. That does lead to another matter we wish to discuss with you. Lorenzo kind of perks up at this point and goes, "Oh, yes. How long were you all planning on staying within the city, and where are you going afterwards?"
Well, we haven't really discussed that among ourselves yet.
Pretty sure we're going to the wilds, right?
That's a possibility for sure.
We talked about that last night.
Yeah.
I think.
mean, I just don't think that we have any concrete plans. But
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
thought we did.
I'm
but,
not saying we're not going to the wilds. I'm just saying I don't know how long
Yeah.
it's going to be before we go there, or where in, or anything of that sort.
Well, it would seem you all have a bit of things to figure out. We have an offer for you, depending on what you choose to go next. I just put your affairs in order, and we will discuss it. We'll be here, most likely, planning on everything that we need to right now.
Well, maybe we should hear this offer first, so that way we can factor it into our decision.
This is fair. Well, if it's permissible by you all, we would like to induct you into the Order of the Seekers. If you choose to head out into the wilds, this order exists primarily to locate information for the keepers and, bring it back here to our archives to be documented and stored. After everything you have done for us, I feel this is something you could very well handle, and everything you have seen. But it
Would we have to come back here, or could I just send it to you via message? The thing that I
well,
often do.
it's more collecting like texts and tomes
Oh,
and
I
items,
see.
things of that nature to store. It's not like words.
I see.
What other sort of responsibilities come with being a seeker?
Responsibilities are essentially just that is your directive is to locate this information if you find it, to return it whenever you can here to the archives. The perks of being in this order, you do get access to the Black Hold as being part of the Keeper members. You get access to our halls, our archives, the Obsidian Archive. I mean, you have access to our armories. You will be known if you are ever in Keeper territory as part of the Order. It
What
is
do we have
really
to
your
do?
choice. Nothing really. This is something that can be granted to you if you choose to accept.
Fucking narc.
I don't think it's a narc.
So if I had information to give you right now, I could go to the Obsidian archive.
If you choose to be seekers, you have access to the archives. It is limited. There are things that even lower levels cannot access, but you have permitted entrance into the archives.
If we become seeker, does that mean we seekers for life?
Well, that is the idea, yes.
Well, I want to do that.
I mean,
Might as well.
it doesn't seem like. If we're already going to go to the wild,
I'm
might
not.
as well.
I'm good.
get stuff.
Thanks though.
You don't want?
No,
Why?
Well, he can't read anyway.
my loyalties do not lie here, so I can't morally obligate myself to these people right now.
That's fair.
Inside your archives, do you know if there's anyone or anything that has same symbol on my face?
Off the top of my head, no, I don't know everything that is in the archives, but something you could look for. But I do have to mention, this isn't like a one of you or two of you. This is your group can be inducted into this, and you are permitted to know the information. But if not all of you are in, none of you can know this information. It can't just be, given to half of the people, unfortunately. This is a pretty common thing.
So if I
It's
join,
coveted information.
am I like obligated to bring all information back to you guys?
That is literally the point of this order that I've
Right.
described to you, yes.
Yeah, I can't take it somewhere else. Okay,
No,
we
this
need
is
to
where
talk
the
about
keepers
this,
are.
guys.
That is
Right,
why I
yeah.
said you must get
we
your
should, we
affairs
should
in
talk
order.
about
Yeah.
it amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
For sure. thank you for your offer. We will consider it and come back to you at a later time. In the meantime, we will. Should we close up the? I don't know. What is? I don't know.
Yeah, do you want us to go
We
close
will
that?
Think about this, and hopefully have an answer for you next time you come to us. This is something that we also need to discuss.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. We can come back to the table in a few days.
Seeking is one of my prime directives, anyways. I may as well.
But let's talk about it amongst ourselves.
It's a yes for
Okay,
me.
Can
but
we talk about it later? Because I want to go see Love Green.
Yes, it's.
Okay, cool. Lorenzo, do you still need us around, or can we go do some things?
It seems you all have a bit of stuff to discuss.
Okay, thank you. Then I leave.
Same.
Hey, friend, don't forget me.
What?
I left with
You
Dale.
just fall down a pit or something?
No, I just left with him.
Friends.
Yeah.
Went
Catch
back to the
me.
pit.
Bill and Jude. Okay, anyways. I'm gonna go with them to Lofgren's.
Oh wait, wasn't Sella in there?
I also
Oh,
leave.
we probably should have given her the orb.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to give that to her around other people.
Okay. So you make your way out of the black hold and across the courtyard to the corner. The blacksmith, Lofgren's, you can see is working on something on an anvil right now, kind of hammering. And as you all approach, he puts the hammer down and wipes some soot off of his face and says, I can't say I thought I'd see those faces again. Welcome back.
Hello, sorry I could not make previous appointment because some things happened, but at the least I have now cool armor that you can look at.
He visibly eyeballs and goes, "Ooh, that is some interesting craftsmanship. I'd love a chance to look at it."
Yeah,
And
for sure.
of course, I understand things come up. You know, you get kidnapped by evil lizard people. It's in a normal day to day. I understand.
Oh, that's okay, But yeah, we are here now. If it's okay, can I still learn from you?
If you have the time, I could teach you something. Sure.
I think so. I think we have time. I make time.
Right. You.
No, hey, I was just gonna say, no, you need to see my head, not my face. For that helmet.
Right. That's what I was gonna go grab.
Yeah.
Let me. Right. And he turns and steps back, and you can see him kind of look through a couple of the shelves and pulls a box off of it, takes the lid off, and pulls it out. Right. And brings it over to you and gives you your bucket helmet. No, it's pointed helmet. That's right. Yep. The point came out quite nice, actually. It's pretty sharp. Don't prick yourself on it. But if you plan on, well, the things you were planning on doing with it, it should do the job quite well. If it ever needs any sharpening, you know where to find me. Or if
Yeah.
I can teach your friends
I'm
here
going
something,
to
then he
headbutt
might be able to do it for you.
someone with this.
Hmm.
Now remind me,
So-
what does that do?
Oh my god. Okay. You guys need to write these things down. When
Yeah,
I'm telling
I
you
do
them.
now that I have it.
Uh,
It's for me.
So, it's the
Gives you an instant kill.
That's
Yes!
an auto crit.
Yeah.
or I guess it's not the pointed one. It's the
It's the bucket.
it's
Oh, I
the
did-
hard knot. He didn't do the bucket.
Oh.
He did the head.
It's that you can perform a headbutt attack as an unarmed attack using strength for the roll and dealing 1d4 bludgeoning damage on a hit.
It's not piercing.
Yeah, that would be piercing.
Even though there's a big old sharp, pointy thing on the end.
There's not. I thought that's what we were doing, but that's not what he made. That's not what the item was.
Oh, his was just a regular headbutting helmet, and then
Yes.
there was also the option for the sound one.
The bucket helmet, yeah. Makes
Yeah.
a loud bell noise.
Oh, this is the sound one?
No.
No. Yes.
No.
no,
it's
this
not.
isn't the sound one. This
No.
is just the normal.
No, hey, and what about that belt?
The bell. Oh, the
Yeah,
grappling
you
hook-
take the
hook
armor
belt.
off and just give me that belt thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I was going through my sketches, there's just not really a way to fit the mechanisms needed for that type of grappling and storage in a belt, unfortunately. The armor, doable. Belt, not quite. I'm sorry about that. I did my best.
You're not good enough at your job.
Hey, he tries his best.
Oh, he's very good.
Maybe you could try a loincloth grappling hook thing.
All right, well, if
Phrasing?
you all wish to just keep patronizing me, I'd ask you to leave politely.
No, okay, thank you. This helmet looks very good.
Wow.
Is there anything else I can do for the rest of you?
Actually,
You can see
I
his
do
demeanor has
have-
like completely changed. There's no jovial. He's like, get the fuck out.
Vlad was serious.
I don't need anything.
I actually did want to commission you for something. I'm very sorry for my friends. They don't know human interaction. Anyways, what I would really like to get done, I'm sorry, is a cane that like is hollow, and when you flick it out, a blade comes out the end. Is that something that you think that you can do?
Oh, shouldn't be too hard. I've seen it done before. I'm sure I could make something up for it. Yes.
Perfect. How much would I owe you for that?
I'm gonna have to draw up the designs and get back to you on the price, just with the
800
materials
gold.
that would cost. But just a ballpark, shouldn't be much more than 50 gold to
All right.
hammer out.
Well, let me give you 50 gold now, so that way you have plenty for the materials, and I will come back in a few days. How long do you think?
Well, drawing up the designs and crafting it should take me a little under a week, maybe five days.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Here's the 50 gold. You have a nice
Thanks from
day. I'll leave.
Hi, Kaya here. Do you happen to have any daggers? Just any like simple,
Well,
small daggers.
yes, plenty of them. You're looking for something more intricate, ornate? Are you looking for something with a little bit more heft in the handle for swings, a little bit more balanced for throwing? What are you looking for?
Just a simple handheld dagger, like
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
something
easy to do. Yeah,
conceal easily.
of course. I can't remember how much they cost.
Half a gold.
I thought they'd be right here, but they're not. Hold on. Did you just need one of them?
Yeah.
That's just 2 gold pieces.
Right. Go.
All right.
Thank you.
And it's a pretty well crafted dagger. You can see it's the handles. It's inlaid with the same intricacies of like all the keepers' swords. Use their armor after all. Yep.
I will. Belt.
Okay.
Just has it
It-
like in your pocket, like
It does have like a leather sheath to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll attach it.
Oh, I'm just here because I want to learn from you as soon as I can.
Oh, you were looking to do that right now.
Oh, I mean, if you had the time.
We're here, so we might as well get started. What
Okay,
is it that
cool.
you said you had experience before, so what exactly were you looking to learn?
At the moment, I wanted to see how I can improve my current weapon, but I think it might be easier for me to start from beginning because I made this when I was still just learning, so it might not be super good right now. I also wanted to learn how to maintain some of my friends' armor and things like that. And yeah,
All right, I think I could teach you these things. It's going to be a bit of time for learning. This isn't like a couple day process.
that's okay.
Are you looking to make an entirely different weapon than the one that you're carrying?
Yeah, if that's okay.
All right. Well, that will take some time, but I'm sure I can. Well, let's get to work on some of the simpler things, and we'll go from there.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you guys begin, and he just kind of starts showing you, teaching you how to kind of mend some of the repairs on armor. So
Okay.
we'll talk a little bit more at the break.
Got mending on these.
He casts it by using his hammer. The
You're
rest of
just-
you,
you're just like mending.
where are the rest of you heading? What are you guys doing?
I have some shopping to do, but we can just go through that really quick if you want.
Sure.
Because I just basically need
Yeah, what are you searching for?
components and shit. So I wanted to go find healer's kit supplies.
Okay.
And I'm looking to spend about 100 gold on it. Like, I want to get a lot.
Okay. I mean, spending 100 gold, you essentially clean out the shop that is carrying these supplies, but you get a pretty good. I couldn't give you exact numbers at the moment, but you get enough. There's a lot of a lot of like the gauze, anything you would need for
Cool.
your healer's kit is. You clear them out, but they're very excited about having 100 gold. You can tell they're like,
Sure they are.
is there anything else that you're looking to grab?
Well, I had one question for DeWitt. So you said that you gave me some diamonds that you found that were worth 300 gold pieces.
Yeah.
How many of those did you give?
There were 2.
2 of them? Dope.
Looking for new clothes.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. There's definitely tailors and stuff. Are you looking to get something custom made, or are you just looking to purchase some new clothes?
Custom.
It's easy to find. Just in the spirit of our, not necessarily having to roleplay everything, give me what you're looking to do at the break. Just write it down and we'll talk about how much it costs.
It's not super intricate, but
Yeah. So just, decide what you're wanting to do and we'll go through all that. Is anybody else looking to do any shopping, pick anything up?
I did need
Oh,
other
sorry.
items.
Yeah.
Because I have some other spells that I just got and other things.
Mhm.
I need holy water and or powdered silver or iron worth 100 gold pieces, and then I need like a fuck ton of incense. So could I get some of that at like the church or?
Yeah, I'm not
Is that
gonna make you make an
possible to
investigation check. They're churches here. They're not anywhere like the temples that you guys saw in Dead Cairn. They're smaller, like followings that.
If I need to go to a
worship.
bunch of them in order to get enough.
But there's, as always, one of the like Palor. There's a church of Palor here. It's not hard to go there,
Mhm.
and get those supplies. Actual costs. Holy water, a flask of it's going to run you 25 gold.
Okay. Whew. Yeah, I need 100 gold worth of it
Okay, so
for a certain spell.
you work with the priest at the temple who
Cool.
blesses some water and gets that to you. And then you said incense?
Yeah, I wanted to get 100 gold pieces worth of incense. If not, then I could go like 50. I just have a lot of spells. That have incense.
I mean, I think you can get 100 gold. It tells you how much gold worth of incense you
Yes,
need to use,
I just
right?
need incense for like several different spells, and so that's why I need
Okay.
a lot of it.
Make a investigation check for that one.
Okay. 9.
9. You go to the same general store where you bought kind of like all the healer's kit stuff. They have some. It's only about 50 gold worth. It's about half of what you're looking for.
Okay.
You kind
But
of
none of
go.
the churches had any. I would have asked. If there.
They have some, but not for sale. It's not like not bunches. You could maybe pilfer a few sticks, but it's not anything that would help. 10 gold worth of incense is a lot of incense.
Right.
It's not like a couple sticks. So
imagine
yeah.
dropping $200 on incense.
Oh my god, I can't even.
So I got 50.
I burn it all at once.
Gold
Bonfire,
pieces with
incense bonfire.
Okay, and then the last thing is diamond dust.
Diamond dust. Make
Can I find
another
that at a
investigation check for
Anything?
that.
This is the last.
The silver, that dust is. I mean, Lofgren. Like
Oh,
we can
yeah.
just say that you talked to him about how much did you need?
Well, it was. I think I could use holy water or powdered silver for that.
Oh, okay.
So I already got the holy water, so
Okay,
I actually don't need
okay.
that. Yeah, because it was either or.
But the diamond,
yeah, but
make
the
a roll
diamond.
for
2.
2.
Yeah.
You ask around a few places, and some
Is
of the
there, like, a
merchants pull out
jeweler's
like
or-
diamonds, but they're all lower end diamonds, and no one's got diamond dust.
Yeah.
None that you can find.
Is there like a jeweler in town where I could like buy diamonds and then take them to them for them to grind up? Or
Yeah, you can purchase. There's jewelers. They don't have a lot of diamonds. There's a lot of other gems, stuff that's easily mined. Diamonds, not a lot of them are carrying diamond pickaxes. So
okay. Minecraft.
You only need iron.
you can probably easily find like the most expensive one you come across is like a 50 gold diamond, but it's probably like quarter sized.
That's like as much as I can find.
Yeah, with that, unfortunately.
Okay. I don't remember what spell that was for, but like,
How cheap are these diamonds that one for a quarter sized diamond is only 50 gold?
It's not like cut very well. Like go to the jeweler and
Oh,
it's
just
like
a rough
it's
diamond.
like pre-cut rough diamond. Yeah.
for several spells.
And 50 gold is a lot of money. So
$200 on incense.
kind of. Is anyone else looking to do any shopping?
Me. But
Okay.
you
Go.
can go first.
Mine'll.
Rock,
Take
paper, scissors.
Searching for
I'm just
cat.
looking for an herbalist shop.
Okay. What are you looking to?
I'm looking to get spell pain. I'm looking to get Takara bulb. I'm looking to get harpy nest roots. I'm looking to get Gucklulla.
I'm looking to get E. coli.
E. coli. Okay. You make an investigation check.
with super advantage, right?
Nope.
I'll just forgo the diamond dust.
6.
A 6.
Super advantage.
You're able to find an herbalist. They're stocked on really simple herbs, like anything that would be easily found, like in the near vicinity around Whitehorn. But there's nothing super exotic. The harpies, I forget exactly what it's called.
The harpy nest roots.
They don't have any harpies nest roots. The Gucklulla, you do find some of that. How much are you?
all of it.
All of it? How much does it require for?
Requires 1? I don't know. Do you want to look at it?
Sure, actually. I can pull it up, but it's easier to look at yours.
Shopping.
Okay.
I'm looking for human beans too.
Sorry, did you say
Oh, wait.
human beans?
Gucklulla,
Yeah,
human beans, and
And Spellbane,
Okay.
which is Journeyman. And there's one other one.
Also, if I had known that you were going to the herbalist, I would have given you those mystery red flowers that I had picked up.
Oh shit.
And you can either use them or have somebody else identify them,
Eat 'em.
but have them. I don't want them.
Also, I'm looking for Heexel or Ginyak weed.
So the
Sounds like
The-
the
let's
Gideon
go one by
squad.
so the Gucklulla, that's gonna be 5 gold per root.
How much do they have?
They've got probably five
Take
Gucklulla.
'em
Well,
all.
actually, how about we disconnect this? There's 4 Gucklulla roots.
Sick.
So 20 gold there. What else were you looking for?
Human beans.
Human beans.
That's 5 silver per pound, and they've just got a pound. I mean, it's not
Does
something.
a pound to make one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay, so 5 silver there. What else?
Um,
Say Haela. Were you looking for Haela?
That one
No,
doesn't
I'm not
sound
looking for
familiar
that.
now.
Yeah,
I am
although that would
looking
have been
for
nice.
Blood staunch, fleshwort, goblin berry bush, or red root. They all do the same thing.
Fleshwort, you do find it's 5 silver per ounce. They've got probably 2 ounces.
Yo, dude, can I
But
get
yeah,
an
2
ounce of
ounces.
I get
Take it.
4
You
grams.
said red root?
No, that's
Or
fleshwort.
fleshwort?
Another
Said
wort?
Goblinberry bush. You're also looking for.
I'll just take the 2 fleshwort.
Okay. What else?
Oak tree saplings.
Other Minecraft material.
Yeah, I miss playing Minecraft.
I'm gonna need a
Spellbane
stick
and
another
Takara
stick
bulb.
and another stick and 2 webs,
I need a stick, a
so I can
stick,
go
a stick,
fishing.
a stick, a stick, a stick, and another stick, so I can make a ladder.
There is no spellbane.
I think they're lying.
Insight check.
I think they're holding out on you.
They have nat 20. They have a whole back room filled with everything you're looking for.
Hey, but what? But like, what's in the back though?
Yeah, yeah. I want you to go find your
Do you have my
supervisor.
size in the back?
There is some Takara bulb. It's two copper per bulb. They've got there's a lot of Takara bulb, so
Can
two
you-
copper, however much you want.
Can you
to.
check if you have that in the back? We don't.
I'll take 5.
Can you check?
Okay. All right, we're looking for any other herbs, and then are you giving them the herb that Nimue gave you?
Yeah, can I do that?
Didn't you say it looked kind of like a rose?
Yeah, I remember what it looked like.
Yeah. I wrote down mystery red flower because you never told me the name.
History red flower. How many did you have?
4.
Red flower, blue thorns.
Oh my God. Did it have blue thorns?
Should be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind.
Nimue only sees the world in shades of blue.
It was all
blue.
yellow.
Dabba-dee-dabba.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
one for your book. Shit.
Yeah,
Better write
get
that
on it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna change about it?
Nothing.
I'm blue. DB doobie dee dee. Doobie dee doobie dee doobie.
Nimmo
There-
way, Nimmo
There are some
way.
lyrics.
Gotta do she's
There's
blue.
like a verse.
If she were red, she would die. Yeah, there's.
If she were red, she'd be Irfan.
Oh, wait. It's like blew his house with a blue little window and a blue
Blew her
Corvette.
skin with her other famous lyrics. Blue little.
We're
Stop
just trying to-
taking all the lyrics.
Wait. You gotta fit in glass coffin.
That's fucked up.
I'm not trying to bring up trauma, bro.
Why not?
I like that. I just looked at the lyrics and I'm blue, dabba dee dabba da, dabba dee da da ba, dabba dee dabba da, dabba. It just keeps going.
Hello,
dude. That's
Wade?
all that was one line.
That sounded like just Stephen Hawking doing it.
Well, I'm just reading the lyrics. I'm
I
not
know,
singing it.
I know.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Rest in
I
peace.
have a blue house.
I miss him.
Yeah.
And a blue
Press up to
Corvette
Oh, yes.
and everything he sees.
Yo, listen up.
Why do you guys
Here's
know?
the story.
about a
I
little guy.
love
Oh, I thought you were gonna
this
say,
song.
Sin
here's
a
the
blue
story all
world.
about.
And all day and all night and everything he sees
Is
just blue.
Like
him.
Inside and outside.
Blue whiz.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
Eiffel 65 is gonna be pissed.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Now I
Copyright.
remember.
Copyright.
The band has
Oh.
to exist. For
Okay,
this?
so you
Welcome
pull
back.
out the. Sorry, it took me a while to find that.
It's okay. We
It's
filled the
fine.
time.
We-
I know. Good job. Thanks, guys.
Also, don't.
So you
not-
pull out the red flowers and hand it to her, and she looks at it for a second. There's female herbalist. We don't need to go into character detail. There's a moment, and she's like, "Oh, well, if I'm not mistaken, this is the flower to bloodroot that grows in the Underdark, but you unfortunately need to harvest the roots for it to be of any use."
Am mad.
What is? Do I know what bloodroot does?
Yeah, it's in
Or
that
it didn't.
first.
No, I didn't. I asked for red root.
Blood staunch.
Yeah,
right.
blood staunch.
A lot of people
What's it used
use it.
for?
It's sort of toxic herb. It could be used in
Oh, it's poisoners.
poisons. It could be used in. I know some brewers have tried to use it in, for flavor, but not enough to be
Yeah,
cause any.
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Just kind of numbs your tongue or something.
Numb tongue. I got no tongue. I eat the flower.
Oh, it. From what I remember, it's some people seek it out because it does. It's thought to ensure robust fortitude.
Aphrodisiac.
You're welcome.
But there are rumored side effects. Some say it causes virility. I mean, it's
If you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, you should contact your physician.
Please contact your local
it's been
herbalist.
brought up in a lot of children's fantasy tales that being sought
What?
after by vampires.
What?
there's a lot involved around this route. I've
You know
never
a
seen it in
lot
person.
about it.
It's roll a natural 20.
Oh my!
Good for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, hell yeah. Okay, all right. All
Fine,
right.
Sorry that I can't be. It
Think about
can't be of more use. You just happened to pick the wrong part of the flower. It seems.
Hey, I at least figured out what's down there. Also, I'm looking for Hexel or Gignac weed. You
Poor
weren't
Mason.
done.
Put
I was
the book
done.
away too early.
Just keep that book out.
Hey, you know, just everything that's on the list. He wants it.
No, only half.
Ah,
There's some cool shit, yo.
dog.
She has some Hexel. Not a lot. It's 4 gold per pound. She's probably got 2 pounds.
I'll take them.
And
So 8 gold, 28 gold, and 15 silver. I think that's what I'm at.
it's 2 silver per Gignac weed. She's got plenty of Gignac weed.
I'll take 3 then.
So another 6 silver.
So 21 silver, 28 gold, 21 silver.
Yep.
That's all I need.
For a moment.
Okay. That's it? Are you sure?
Nix.
Yes.
buy
First,
pets.
I'd like to. Where did
That's
all
my
my
job.
things
Hurry,
go?
cats.
I would like to go find whichever place where you can get your mail and see if Charlie has sent anything from Galstead about Merton's speed dating. It's been 2 weeks. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you
No
better
time.
check up on that.
Yeah, I want to check up.
All right.
Also, let me know if I see Vaughn at any point. I'm not sure if it's near where Vaughn is posted.
It is now. I'm just kidding.
The mail room is not near the front gates where you last
Okay.
saw Vaughn.
Okay.
But going in there, you asked him to send you a correspondence to Whitehorn, right? Or was it just
to all cities, to Whitehorn, Novale. I listed 4 cities. So every
Right,
time,
make-
to Beverly Hills.
Yeah, to make flyers,
Yeah.
right?
And I hired him to help me organize the event.
Right. So you ask, and the mail man, I don't know what to fucking call it.
The
comes out-
postmaster.
The postmaster. Yeah, that word. It's a word that-
wait a minute.
He comes
Mr.
out and says,
Postmaster.
Post
all
Malone.
right. It does appear that we did get a correspondence from Gelstead. The flyers are being made as we speak. We did not receive the letter that long ago, so the flyers are being made and can be distributed. Are you the distributor? Were you sent to?
I mean, I would be happy to help.
Well,
I'm
we can
organizing
have
the
those
event.
fully made up in the next couple of days. And
Okay, perfect. While I'm there, I would like to send a letter to Charlie.
Okay.
That'll just say, "Hi, Charlie. It's Beverly Hills. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you are doing. If the event is successful, I will of course give you a sizable tip. Thank you so much. We have received the flyers and will be distributing them shortly. Let me know how things are going. I think we will be here for a while."
Okay.
And then I also want to send a letter to Brilda.
another
Aw.
postcard to Brilda.
Yeah, another postcard to
Okay.
Brilda. And I'll just say, like, "Hi, Brilda. We are currently in Whitehorn and we are thinking about you every day. Vlad won't stop talking about you. And can't wait to hear from you again and tell you all about our adventures. Love, the Talented Seven."
There's a social media post of just Brilda receiving these postcards. Oh my god. Okay.
She's that grandma who just posts all the pictures on her
Yep.
Facebook.
In all
They're hung up.
caps.
Yeah.
They're hung
Look
up
what
in
I
the
received.
tavern. Like,
Really
Which
quick
one?
question.
It's like I'm best friends with heroes.
Can you insight
not
check a
gross.
letter? You can now.
Okay.
And that's it. If I
Um,
don't see Vaughn, then
we're
I'll
coming
head
up
back.
on that date pretty quick, huh? Aren't we?
It was
Mertens.
supposed to be. I thought it was like 6 weeks out.
I think you're right. It's been close to 3 now, right?
2, I thought.
But
Oh,
you guys
3,
were down
yeah,
in
we
the-
were on the
yeah.
road for a
travel
week.
up to.
Yeah. I have it all written down. I just haven't looked at the calendar.
Fuck,
and
we
seen that.
can't miss that. Actually, it'd be funnier to just show back up to Galstead like
Way
6
after.
months later. Yeah,
Show up
He's
a
like
year later and
married
he's married.
with children.
yeah.
6 months later and has children. Jeez, he moves fast. Really is speed.
I didn't think about that. They could be stepkids.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, you never know. Single moms
They're
are
not
a
mine.
thing.
Is anyone else looking to do any shopping or do anything in this?
The lad is going to go to the pet store and see if Owlie got captured.
I don't know.
Okay.
I also want to go to the pet store.
No, oh my god.
Yeah, we're going to go to the pet store. Hey, look, you're going to get another pet to just, let go?
Possibly, we will see.
Okay. This isn't a character I've made nor need to role play. So what are you looking to buy at the pet store at Earfon?
I think you know.
A cat?
A
You're
cat.
wanting a cat?
Stab.
They have cats. They're it's being a larger city like this, feral
Why?
cats are like, they flock to these cities to, mice, rodents, that type of thing. And they have a few cats. Are you buying one cat? I would like one cat,
How many
please.
can I fit in the portable?
Oh my
They'll
God.
die.
Well,
No.
they've got 6 cats.
How many black cats?
None of them are like straight black, but there is black with like the white, got like white tufts on the feet and like a white chest.
Oh,
like a
tuxedo
little
kitty.
white, what's that called? Soul patch? Yeah.
For a cat.
Male or female?
Brother.
It is a female cat.
How much gold?
Bullshitting all this. They want 15 gold for the cat.
I give 20 gold for the cat.
Okay. You now have a cat.
Everybody's getting an animal companion. You get an animal. You get an animal. You get an animal.
Vlad, you are, I guess that's, so you go and ask him, and the gentleman behind the counter is like, yes, we did have someone retrieve an owl a couple weeks back that had been flying around. It seemed like it had been tame, but we couldn't find anyone who claimed him. Unfortunately, we did sell it to someone in the city.
Aww.
I can check my ledger if that's
Yes.
Owlie.
Yes, I must know who bought this owl.
very well, and goes and gets it and brings it back. Were you the owner of this owl?
Yes.
I apologize. We waited and hoped someone would claim, but
10-day
it's been
period.
weeks.
Well, I was underground for weeks.
Just like seems like very quizzical, confused glance, and yes, and pushes some little spectacles up on his nose and looks. It would seem we have Tremaine Blackworth purchased this. I don't know any addresses. Unfortunately, I just have the names.
Where do I find this Tremaine?
What's Tremaine's address?
Somewhere within the city.
Tremaine in the city? And we'll find this man.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry that I couldn't be of more help, but
No, where's the people in the city who finds the people?
Where's the PI?
I'm not sure. You could.
You don't
might
know
just have to
people who
ask
find
around.
people?
I'm a pet
What
shop
does
owner.
Tremaine look like?
I can't recall. It was a week or more ago. I see a lot of people, surprisingly, mostly children, come through here.
So he's a child.
It's a dull city.
Tremaine's a child then.
I don't believe so. Tremaine sounds like a very odd child's name.
I mean, this
Well, he must have-
would
Tremaine was at one point.
He must have grown up with it then.
Plopped out at 45.
Yeah.
5 o'clock shadow.
Benjamin Button up in here.
Hold on.
I can't be of more help. I
Wait, no,
apologize.
spell this out for me. How do you do this, Tremaine?
He just writes it down on a piece of paper and hands it to you.
Thank God.
Thank you. Somebody else has my goddamn owl. Like, what the shit? They catch him and they sell him? Like, what the hell, Irfan? Let's go. Well, you got a cat. I gotta go find Tremaine now.
Never seen him so mad. He
Who
rages.
sells somebody else's? Who sells somebody else's?
I would like to
howling?
rage. Okay. So, would anyone else like to do anything for this day?
Yeah, go find somebody who finds Tremaine.
Okay. So, I want you all to decide right now how much time you're going to spend in Whitehorn. And I think what we're going to do is we'll take a break after this. And this will be our first little bit of downtime. If you guys want to spend 2 weeks within the city during the break, we'll take a little bit longer break. I want everybody to make a list of the things that your characters would like to accomplish, anything at all that you would like to do. And does 2 weeks sound a reasonable time of what you would want to stay there? Would you want to be there more? Like this isn't like the first time I think in either campaign that we've had an opportunity to do this. So this is downtime.
Maybe we go to a break and figure that out because that's gonna be.
Okay,
Yeah, we
that
might
sounds
go.
like a good idea.
Yeah.
So we will be back and we'll have all those answers.
Okay, bye. Thanks. Be back.
All right, we're back, everyone. Thank you for your 10-second long patience once this is edited. It's only been 45 minutes for us. Okay. So, after deliberation, the Talented Seven have decided to spend 2 weeks within the city of downtime. So, to make this a little bit more expedient for all of you listening, we have rolled out some of the stuff and discussed. So, we will be going around the table and kind of discussing what each character does. So, you kind of have an idea of what goes on during this 2 week period. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to role play. At the beginning, you all, after deliberating, head back up to the Black Hold and speak with Sella and I don't know why I almost said Ivar. Lorenzo. You speak with Sella
Ivar.
and Lorenzo.
Cross campaign.
Kill him! Hack him into pieces.
We already did that. It doesn't work.
And
Eldritch blast them all.
you all agree to take up the title of Seekers. Actually, I think this would be something worth role playing because she would kind of. So you head up there and you all walk in and kind of inform her of this decision. And
Is
so,
Kaya coming with us? Are you becoming a seeker too? Are you going to be like a part of the group, kind of like associated, or?
that's up to you all.
It's up to you. Whether I'm part of your group or not.
Well, we are called Talented Seven.
And we don't really
Right.
know what your
And friend.
thing is.
And friend. And friend. Yeah.
Well, it's up to you.
But so maybe
find
she
someone
could be
who-
some help researching. So maybe we should just say that she's part of it.
I don't know, but like if we say that she is part of the group, she pretty much has to stay with us. Yes.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's her decision.
Oh no, she definitely handed Trisha to me. I think she's part of the
But
group.
do we trust her with all this
God.
information from keepers?
I mean, why not?
I don't know, cause she a random person that.
I mean,
there
she's a
every single
little
time we get
suspicious.
there.
That's true.
I will
don't-
vouch for her. I
Sure.
think it will be fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, if you vouch for
Okay,
her.
if you vouch for her,
Okay. So you'll make your way and you deliver this news to Sella. She says, I have to admit, I am glad that you all decided on this. We can use all the eyes and ears out in the field that we can get right now. I will leave you in Lorenzo's care at the moment, and he will explain further the expectations that we place on those under the ploy of the Seekers, and introduce you to their quartermaster, their leader, essentially. And again, anything else you need while you're in the city, please come to me. And she doesn't step out of the room, but steps back up to the table where they've been working on whatever the hell, these intricate plans. They do decide to have you cave in the wall for the time being. That is one thing they have decided.
Like build the wall.
Yes, build the wall. So
It's got
It's gonna be great.
Lorenzo.
Yuan-Ti will pay for it.
yeah, we'll make the
Now there is a meme.
I'll
All right,
get on it
resident
after
meme
the
lord.
session.
So Lorenzo begins leading you, walking and talking down from the second floor to the first floor flight of stairs, and further into the doors that lead into the black hold, the keep itself, not the hallway where all the rooms were. And he's like, so, I'm also glad to hear that you all accepted this task. This is not a lightly appointed position. The Seekers are sent out into the wilds and other locations. Other locations. These ones you told me of on the boat that came into Dead Cairn. This was a group of Seekers who were sent down into the Tulsat Enclave to find whatever they could. And I'm not sure why they were attacked, but that is what they were and why they were down there. And we have other bands of Seekers out in the wilds themselves. You will most likely run across them if you are out there in the wilds. There are more to this clandestine order within the Keepers that people are not aware of. We do not usually dress them in the same attire. They're not as noticeable, but you will be able to pick them out, I believe, after your time spent learning more about this. As for expectations, as I said before, your job is to help us expand our archives. The Keepers was originally established as an order to gain information. It is not needed to gain the upper hand on people. It is not in place to learn more. We essentially are here to learn the true history of this world we inhabit. Because not many know, but through our research, we have learned that there is more to the history of Kenya than has been taught and passed down through the generations. There were years, decades, as far as we know, more untold ages that occurred before this war that seemingly started our planet, and we have uncovered some of this evidence. So, essentially, you are, as Seekers, your job is to locate this information so that we may further that knowledge and expand our archives. We don't ask you to find it and immediately return to us. That is not the goal. The goal is for you to be independent, but still part of a bigger whole. You still have an allegiance to us in the sense that you are part of the order, you are part of the family. So bringing this information to us is not a job, essentially. It is not something that we pay you a wage to do, but whatever you find along the way that is not of use information-wise or that furthers our research is yours. That is not our place to take. But we do ask that any of this deeper knowledge information that is found is at the very least brought here so it can be copied. There are some things that we have found that need to be locked away and hidden from the world, too powerful to be used by anyone dark. But there are certain things that we do not wish to hoard for ourselves. We just wish to seek that information. So you bring this to us and we establish that in the archives. And if it's something that you wish to uphold, then that is something that we can work out.
I think that seems very agreeable.
But there are deeper facets to our order that are only known by the echelons within. So welcome to that. And any questions that come up, of course, we will do our best to answer. The archives are at your disposal to a certain extent. There are sections that are restricted to the High Arcanists, certain information that is not for every person's eyes, but we will let you know if that is the case. And everything else you wish to research is of your own accord. You have access to that. The armory is also at your expense. If you wish, we have an armorer, a master forger, Lofgren. He can...
We know him.
If you've already met him, then this is great. He can commission things for you if you need them. He's been of great use to us.
Yeah.
other than that, we are here to answer questions and also expand your knowledge. We wish anyone within the ranks to further their own understanding of this world that we live. That is our sole purpose. And as he's been leading you, there's a small room kind of in one of the corners, and he opens it up, and you can see this dwarven man kind of looks up from a table and squint eyes at you guys walking in, and you see this long curly black hair and curly black beard with these like deep brown eyes. And he's in plate armor, but it's not the colors of the keepers. He's got just a normal cloak, like a black cloak on. And Lorenzo Lorenzo walks in and says, I would like to introduce you all to Grinley Ironbeard. He is
Wait, one more time.
Grinley Ironbeard. He is the commander of the Seekers. Did not receive this promotion lightly. He himself was, rescued by a group of Seekers out in the wilds and proved himself worthy, and after some time, made his way to this position that you see him now. I was the commander of the Seekers. So I will leave you to those introductions, and you can ask him any questions you have. Lorenzo just nods and walks out, and Grinley looks to you all and goes, so, here are my new charges. Well, kind of looks you all up and down. Not the most unruly lot I've seen coming through here, but we can make something out of you. So, I'm sure they've given you a little bit of the rundown on what you're expected to do as part of the Seekers. I won't bore you with more of those details. If you have questions, I can answer most of them. You will need these if you wish to be identified by anyone else in the order. And he puts a wooden box on the table, his desk, and opens it. And you can see there are brooches in the box. And they are essentially like a wow, I just fucking spaced on the name. Why do I always do that at this important times? Not a compass rose. What were they called? Oh, hell. That is what would happen to me right now.
Compass that always points north.
That should be every compass.
Oh yeah.
That's not a
That's a
magic
broken
compass.
It's the compass that never points north.
No,
Compass that
it's
points
what
south.
it's what they would have used on boats and
Sextant.
Sextant, yes.
A sex tent.
No, it's not a sextant.
Ooh.
Is it?
Astrolabe.
Liamon's sex hut.
Astrolabe. It's either a sextant or an
Where's the fucking
astrolabe.
bard would make that joke.
Yeah, those are two navigation tools.
Nope, it's not a sextant. I don't think it's an astrolabe.
You're not an astrolabe.
Is it like one of the ones that like tracks the stars?
Triskelion.
No, it's like what was used as a compass before compass were a thing. Damn
Lodestone?
it.
No.
I had the word too.
Sundial?
Hey, you want to buy a sundial?
Sure it's not an astrolabe?
Yep, positive.
We'll get there, everybody.
A map.
Yep, it's a map.
Wow.
You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna say it's compass rose, and I'll find out exactly what it's called. I'm really mad that I spaced that because I had it on the tip of my tongue, and then I lost the word. So it's map, or it's a compass rose.
It's a map. I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
But they are
Copyright.
they're kind of the like a dull copper, like worn copper color of like my dice. So they're not like they don't stand out. You really only recognize them being in the order itself, which is the purpose of them. They're not, anything intricate. But he hands them out to all of you. Says,
Thanks.
well, it's good to have you aboard. If there's anything you need while you're here in the city or just staying a little bit, then let me know. Other than that, I've heard what you've done. I've heard the tales of your journeys.
Dale?
Yes,
That is
tales. Right, I've heard your name. Yes.
Yeah.
Heard the tales of Tale.
Oh, they are
So-
good Dales.
And the Talented
I-
Seven.
Have no doubt that you can
Tales of the tail.
accomplish whatever it is that needs doing out in the wilds. Just be careful out there. It's not the most easy place to journey.
Oh, we've been there.
I haven't. What's the worst thing you've seen out there?
Well, the worst thing that I have seen out there, I was probably the last time I was out there before I stayed here and accepted this position was I was attacked by a pack of owl bears. That,
A pack? How many is that?
well, there were 6 that I could see.
Oh,
What does an owl bear?
it's like an owl and a bear.
Maybe Owly will grow up to be that one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was not quite the welcome I was looking for, but
Yeah. Is that when you
survived.
got saved?
It was.
Oh.
I'm
Well,
sure
hopefully we
there's
don't run into them.
sure you'd find other stories. People have seen worse. That's just mine. So I'll leave you about your business. And he nods like expectantly at having you leave. Get set out.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your induction into the Seekers. So we'll go around the table and talk about what you guys did.
Put my brooch on my drum.
Okay.
The drummer in the drum.
On it. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Fucking. Okay, that was something that I wanted to do.
All right. So DeWitt. We'll start on this end and work around.
Okay.
What did you do?
Ooh,
in
I
this 2
made
weeks of
some
training?
burnt otter fumes. I made
Okay.
3 of them. I made. What else did I make? I helped Lorenzo and Nimue to heal Lorenzo a little bit. Then I made some Guklola paste and 1 Takara lure. And that's it.
And then you helped Vlad.
Oh, yeah, and I'd helped Vlad look for Owly.
Okay. So we'll get to that bit when we get to Vlad. Kaya, what did you do while you were in the city?
You're gonna help me with some research, is what you found me.
I actually wanted to have a quick conversation.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Mine's red.
Blue.
Look, Ross, I don't know what reason I've given for you not to trust me. I haven't tried to kill you. I haven't tried stealing from you. You're the only one out of your whole friend group that's been suspicious of me.
I don't think that's
If you have
quite
an
it.
issue, please tell me. If you don't want me in your group, tell me and I'll leave. But don't treat me bad for no reason.
Well, I feel like I have plenty of reason to be suspicious of you, just as I'm suspicious of many people in this group, and it's
It almost
a
feels like
healthy.
it's just out of the way I look.
Uh,
Have you seen our party?
I don't know, like
call it healthy caution. All right, you tend to show up in ways that are a little bit suspicious, and while I trust you in this moment to not stab us in the back, it doesn't mean that you won't in the future. So, when I'm cautious of you, it's not me being racist or whatever you think it is. And just because you haven't given me any cause at the moment to not trust you, it doesn't mean I'm not going to trust you lightly.
literally fought with you though. So
And I've
I
literally
haven't
fought
treated
with.
you bad, so don't treat me bad.
I'm-
Unless I've given you reason to. That's all I'm asking.
Racist. What-
Walk away.
I'm not
Back-
racist. I have a red friend, a white friend, and
I got a
blue
black friend.
And then, like,
I'm
the way
blue.
I look isn't like
The shadow shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
stuff,
okay. I was like,
my hair and stuff. Don't-
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. That's like, nope.
All right.
shady.
Don't really
Some
trust people on that.
frosted tips, okay.
Frosted
Frosted
roots.
roots.
Oh. Nah. conversation with Nix.
Russell just like shot his head up.
But I guess
Well, and we talked about this. You guys had mentioned last session that there might be some things you want to talk about. So I feel like if you're 2 weeks in the city, maybe there's some conversation that needs to be had between all of you. So we can, after we get through everybody, have like a night in the tavern, and you guys can talk about some shit.
cool.
Because I
Sounds
feel like
good.
that's kind
Love
of
talking
pertinent.
about
Yeah.
shit.
I also, jumping back, you were trying to sell burnt author fumes.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
something
I
you
was
wanted
trying
to
to
do.
do that. Thank you.
So you,
Can I help him with that?
I don't know how you would help him sell something that he created.
Because I'm very charismatic.
Okay, what are you trying to do to help him?
Try to persuade the people to buy it.
How?
Like hype it up. I don't know.
Look at these fumes you've ever gotten, man.
It's like a poison.
These are very.
So-
This is a very well made poison. He is very experienced in poisons.
Best
Make-
poison ever known to man. Okay.
Make an investigation check as you're trying to sell a poison.
Okay. Thought you were gonna say more after that. Sorry.
I mean, no,
13.
13. There's a couple people that you go to and they seem interested, and the second you tell them 500 gold pieces for it, the interest fades. There's one person who offers you 150
For one?
for one. Like one of those stereotypical, like back alley shady, this person's in a hood and you can see their nose and their chin.
Oh, really?
And they're like, I'll give you 150 gold for it. Does that sound about right?
I know it's worth a little bit more. How about I give you 2 for 350?
No deal. Thank you for your business. Though.
All right, no worries. I won't sell any.
All right. Seven, are you doing anything for being here?
Not anything of note, but if there is a conversation that goes down between Nix and Kaya, I want to happen to be nearby. Eavesdropping.
He's just anytime they're anywhere near each other, he's just like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter where I am. I instantly teleport next to them.
I think that's
Having a
doable within 2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you learn the teleport spell. It cast it at will. No
Sounds good.
components.
Yeah, cantrip. Mhm.
Yeah.
teleportation.
But other than that, nothing.
So 7 leveled up. All right.
But other than that, nothing
He's now
really
a
of
level
note.
20 wizard.
I'll
Wild.
probably help the lad look for Owly.
Those two just look around whenever they're together, and they just see a bird head just pop up over buildings.
All right. Okay, sorry. Irfan, you are doing what?
I am teaching my cat to play fetch, and I'm also studying giant, and then I'm also helping them find Alley, and then
Doing the research?
Yeah, that.
Are you just teaching your cat to play fetch?
You
Or
can't
is
teach
there
it to
anything
do
else?
better
Because you
things?
had some really good animal handling rolls, so.
Sit.
Yeah, I'll teach it to sit, and also teach it to deliver potions and stuff. I don't know. Can I do that? My cat.
I
can
don't think
do
a
that.
cat's mouth would be big enough to like maybe put its mouth around the neck of a bottle, but like I don't think it would be able to carry like a full.
I'll attach a
potion.
pouch to it,
Okay.
like a belly netting, and then it can put stuff in it, scoop it up.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I don't know about scoop it up. Things would have to be put in this net. So like if you're
It
trying to
picks
get
it
him
up
to
with its
deliver a
opposable
potion,
thumb.
but like it's got
It's
it doesn't
got-
have like a
Great, now we have
backhoe on
a
its
cat,
chest. That's
a
like
bat, and an owl.
Okay, we'll make it
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
I'm so excited this group has a cat, a bat, and an owl.
Cat, bat, owl. Yeah. Have you named your cat?
Oh.
Tux.
Tux. I like that. All right. So by the end of this 2 weeks, yeah, you're it was very quick that the cat took to you after purchasing it. You didn't need it caged or anything for very long. There was one evening where you kind of pressed the line of your relationship a little too far, and the cat left for like hours, and you thought it was gone, and it came back. There's your natural 1. The natural
Yeah.
20, bringing the cat back. But by the end of the 2 weeks, I mean, your cat has learned to play fetch with whatever little things you play fetch with it, little twigs or whatever. But you
throw
do
owls.
fashion like a leather, almost a harness that wraps around it with pouches that you are able to like stuff something in, and then, I mean, you're working on the directing to like know the group, go to a person, but it's fine with you putting the leather harness on, which is remarkable for a cat, not giving a fuck that you just put clothes on it. And
Some cats are into it.
this is one of them. All right, Vlad. Oh wait, the rest. So that you're helping with that, and then we're doing that. Oh, you're learning giant. Yeah. So sorry, we'll touch on that real quick.
We also got those.
So you,
17.
in the evenings before sleeping, you peruse through your giant book, and having spent as much time as you have, things are starting to make sense. And not only, can you look at giant and read it, but you now are able to speak it. Whereas at one point it sounded like a foreigner in another country just like reading from a book of language that was just really broken and awful. You're able to form sentences. They sound to you intact. You haven't really found anybody to like practice that with, but I mean they flow. They don't sound broken or weird. Like you're starting to get giant down. Vlad. So I want you. I didn't want to do this during the thing because this felt like a live action thing that needed to happen. So I want you to make an investigation check with advantage because you have all the help.
So much help.
I just imagine you guys all walking around Whitehorn putting up lost owl flyers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing. And then while we're putting those flyers up, we're also
Speaking of
putting
that,
up
I'm
the
assuming
flyers.
that's part of you putting up the flyers. Is that okay? Just wanted to touch on it if you hadn't. Thought
We
about
got
that.
2 flyers to put up.
Aw.
Rip.
11.
11. It looking around and trying to track down this name, it takes you the better part of a week to finally find somebody who knows this
Tremaine.
Termaine.
Blackworth. Got the name already. And you eventually do get somebody from like one evening just being in the Raven's Perch, asking around. Somebody happens to stumble in and overhears you asking for that name and knows where they are. Directs you to their address, and it's closer to the outer walls on the opposite side of the main gates. More of a not like poor rundown neighborhood, but definitely not like a wealthier, like they're just kind of, cobblestone.
Middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah, the middle class.
And you go to the door and knock, and from inside you just hear this faint, "Sorry, 1 minute."
Aw.
About a minute later, there's some shuffling, and
Definitely a better home.
the door opens, and you can see this a bit hunched over, kind of older gentleman with faded, balding head, like gray hair, and almost a double chin. And he seems to be in like dirtied, like an overshirt, like he's been at like working in some way, shape, or form, and definitely older. Kind of looks up at you and squints a bit. Yes, is there? Can I help you?
Termaine?
Yes, I'm Tremaine.
Termaine!
Yes, that's me.
I've been looking for you for a week!
What's your name?
I
Do I know
I'm,
you?
I'm Velad. I'm here for my Owlie.
Have we met before?
Yeah, we've met before through Owlie. He's mine.
Who's Owlie?
He's a bird.
What kind of bird?
An owl?
An owl, you say?
Yes, where
To
is he?
shreds, you say? Oh, yes, the owl. I remember buying. Yes, I bought an owl from those lovely gentlemen back at that shop. Yes. Yeah, please come in. And he steps aside and leads you in, and you see pretty, like, humble, modest, like, kind of not poor, but like I was saying, middle class. I mean, there's a table, there's some tea set out. And as you walk in and see this, there's, I just started some tea for myself. I can start some of it for you all if that's. Are you guys all with him, or is it
Yeah,
just
I am.
Vlad? I
I'm
figured it
fucking
was
with
like
him.
all of you just
yeah.
really
He's
like
going on
excitedly
so
looking for this.
Looking for Owlie.
Yeah, I'll put another pot on and grab some more cups.
That would be wonderful.
One moment, and he turns and hobbles into the kitchen. You can hear some pats and pits clanging around, pots and pans.
Jesus.
There's pets clinging back there.
They're battling.
And
He runs it underground.
You can hear-
fighting business.
there isn't a flight of stairs that leads up, and from up the stairs you can hear this faint. He
Hey, did you hear that?
comes out a few minutes later and sets down a shaky hand, sits down and here's some tea, and passes a cup around all of you. It's just some leaves I found while out foraging.
Hey, I've done that. yeah.
It's quite good.
Is it?
It does
It's like
something
that,
for the
I
pain.
boiled some Gatorade
Really?
meme.
Yes.
What kind is it? Do you know?
No,
Do you have the leaves still?
yeah, of course. And he hobbles back into the kitchen and comes back out and hands you a little like wicker bowl full of like some dried herb leaf.
I'll remember that.
DeWitt remembers that.
Everybody.
Make a medicine check.
Oh, cool. 21.
Ooh.
It's you've definitely come across this before, like in your herbal kit.
It is black tea.
Earl Grey.
Azure leaves, probably.
Rooibos tea.
I honestly imagined
It's-
he just
that's
like
pronounced
picked leaves
rooibos?
off the ground.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I didn't think it would be like herbal.
Thanks, I've only seen it
I didn't
red.
think so either.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah,
a nice
it's
little
pronounced
plot
right.
twist.
Oh yeah,
Picture
They,
squeak.
they are azure leaves.
What is azure leaf? What's special?
You
Oh,
know of azure leaves to be they're kind of a they're like it's leaves that can be brewed into a tea that kind of produce or smoked, and it produces like a calming euphoria, similar to like marijuana. That they are addicting, though they can be something that becomes like a necessity that you have to keep drinking.
I drink the shit out of that.
Yeah,
tea.
all right. So all of you are there that drink it, this immediate like calming euphoria,
like,
except for Vlad.
I hand mine to
I don't drink it. either.
Tail, and I'm like, here,
I'm
friend.
not there.
Yeah, Tails not there. It's just I think you three.
Well, then I hand mine to DeWitt. Here, friend.
Both of us give it to DeWitt.
DeWitt drinks the.
I'm
fuck
here
out
for
of
an
that
owl.
tea.
I don't need tea, but maybe if you have some ale.
DeWitt, you see slowly just melt into the chair.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the good stuff.
Um,
Thanks, Tremaine.
3 good stuff.
Tremaine says,
Now you. What did you come here for again?
It's like, I know you through Owlie. I need to see him.
Oh, I can. You sure?
and he makes his way upstairs very slowly. Eventually comes back down with a cage. Or not a cage. He's got Allie on his arm, kind of shaky. But he does have, you can see he has like a leash tied to Allie, like how you had at the beginning. Says,
Now Reginald here and I are learning. He still likes to try and fly.
and he says that, and Allie like tries to take off and almost pulls Tremaine down the stairs, and he stumbles down one step, and
He's a spry old bastard, but I've been teaching him, and
he
Look, a guy's trying
see
to
him
come
like
to me.
pull out a scrap from his pocket, and
Reginald.
And Allie flies back and lands on his arm, and he feeds him the treat and goes,
Oh, now that's a good bird.
pets him, and says,
So, what is it that you wanted with my owl?
That's my owl.
Reginald, meet my new friends.
Yeah, Owlie, meet Reginald, your old owner, because you're now mine again.
Are you saying my owl owns another owl?
No,
Does he have a brother?
no.
Reginald? Is it his girlfriend, Reginald, you dog?
Just Just let him off his leash. He's fine.
Well, he's still learning, so I think I'll keep him on it.
No,
but
he's already learned. I did this once before.
I don't really know what's going on here.
Yeah, man, Tremaine, just let him off the leash.
Maybe you should
man.
have some of your tea.
I've had plenty of tea.
Okay, I'm here
That's
for
why
Owly.
he can't understand anything.
Maybe I can bring you another Owly. Would you like that?
I have an owl.
No, I'll bring you another one. This one's for me.
I paid for him. He's mine.
What did you pay for him?
I don't. It was an amount. What does it matter to you?
I'll give you that amount plus another Owly.
Why was it that you'd want my owl?
Because he's my owl.
I'm not
Look,
quite
it's a
comprehending.
long story. Look, I was dead, apparently, according to people here. Even though I wasn't dead because I was underground, and then I came back, and now my owl is caught, and you own him, so give him back to me.
You were dead, man.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh,
Whoa.
poor Tremaine.
Oh,
Oh,
bastard.
I mean,
18.
18. He kind of takes a couple steps back and looks from Allie/Reginald to you and dips his head down and goes,
Reginald.
I don't want to cause any trouble.
and holds out the.
His name
my
is now
God.
Reginald.
No, just let him go. Just let him go. Take him off his leash.
He unhooks the leash and Allie flutters to the ground and hops a little bit.
Come here, Owly.
Make an animal handling check.
Can I inspire?
Can you?
I'm gonna try.
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah.
Should I sing?
If that would. He's just sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
pulls out a ukulele and starts singing to Vlad.
This is a very secret tunnel.
Yeah. He's gonna fight them all. A 7-nation army couldn't hold him back. Their limbs are flying off. Falling on the ground right behind his back. And he follows all the chaos cause he can't forget. Back and forth through his mind behind a pole arm. And the message coming from his eyes says, bring it on.
Magnus on a ukulele.
Yeah.
Ching, 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 ching.
See Tremaine bobbing a little bit. All right, so roll with. Wait, no, you just give him
The
the
D8.
D8
Yeah,
of
so you just roll a
inspiration.
D8 with it. That's not yet.
20.
20. So Allie, you say this, and Allie hops a little bit towards you and stops, and his head swivels back and looks at Tremaine, and
Oh.
Tremaine's,
It's all right, Reginald. These are your actual friends.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
You're making this so rough, dude.
I love it.
and Allie, hops and flutters up onto your shoulder.
You should get
Yeah,
me
see?
that.
See, Owly knows me. It's okay. I'll bring you back another Owly.
Oh, well, okay.
What's wrong? You don't like other owls?
Well, I don't know. I've only known Reginald.
Sick
Yeah. Well, good. Then you will know Reginald and Reginald Jr. and Reginald, other Reginald who's at the store.
Reginald, are you pregnant? You jog.
Yeah, there's lots of Reginalds around here.
Well,
Make a persuasion check.
I make an intelligence check. Are there many other Reginalds around here?
You don't need one. You haven't seen any other owls.
2.
well, all right then. If you don't mind, I have some chores to do around the house. You're welcome to finish your tea, but
Kind of awkwardly like toddles on his feet.
Hey, man, I'll help you with your chores.
That's kind of you, lad, but I think I can manage. There's not many of them.
All right. Well, I am not doing anything else.
I would also like to help with my prestidigitation.
To like clean this apartment or house.
Yeah.
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 Oh, well, it seems the chores are done too.
He's a lonely old man who just wanted a pet to have his free
Just want
time.
something to do.
He just wanted companionship.
I go straight to the pet shop. Okay. Just want to see what they have there. Is
I
there?
mean,
I'm
it's-
guessing there's not another owl.
There's no owls.
Are
I mean,
there
it's-
any other birds?
There's a hawk.
Don't give that to an old man.
Amazing.
Please, that's that. Like,
That's
There's still the
You should
Junior.
there's like
fuck with that.
there's the other cats.
Get him a cat. The old man needs.
There's a couple of like older, really malnourished dogs. Like
Oh. I'm
there's
gonna
not
cry.
much. Like there's not a lot at this pet shop. There's like some rats that look like they don't know if to offer them as food or as pets, so they're kind of just in like this nonchalant cage
Do
with
they have
like a
huge
gold
brains?
price hanging off of them.
They have huge
Yeah,
brains.
really big brains.
All right, kill those ones.
Big brain energy.
Did Owly look like he was pretty well taken care of?
I mean, he looked same as he did and when he
You seem kind of hesitant.
Thinking, what do you guys think? I'm thinking about a dog so he can take care of him.
Well, I mean, I'm
Fix
not
it? I
Get him to
don't know.
cat, man.
there.
You can think on it, and we can move
You make it.
past if you want.
Just get him a cat,
Retouch
dude.
on this.
Cats are chill.
yeah, I'll get.
Hold
get
on.
him a
What
cat.
what animals are there there?
Dogs,
Cats,
rats, cats.
dogs.
How many?
A hawk.
Oh my
Cats,
God.
dog, and a hawk. Okay, I want a cat, a dog, and a hawk.
No, he can't take care of that.
Wait, this man needs help, and he can't have Owly. Owly's mine.
Oh my god.
All right, so put yourself out 60 gold. Actually, the hawk would probably be a little bit more. Put yourself out 75 gold.
That's it. I paid 50 gold for my cat.
Yeah, you were in dead, Karen.
Like a minute ago. I just paid 50 gold for my cat.
They said 15.
I said 15.
And then you gave him 20.
Yeah, you gave me 20.
Sorry.
Oh, you made me pay 50 gold. I only paid 20 gold for.
Hey,
Got a
you're
discount.
right. You're right.
Okay, so you head back to Tremaine's place with a
Tired,
dog,
okay?
a cat, and a hawk.
The cat's gonna die.
You knock on the door, and Tremaine answers and goes,
Oh, hello, it's all you again. Can I help you? Was there some? Did you leave something
yes,
here?
you can.
I can get
I've-
you Reginald's cage if you
I've-
want his
I've-
leash.
Oh no, here. That you know what? This hawk needs a cage.
Oh, is that Reginald's new friend?
It is. They met. They're friends. They were at the tavern, and this hawk needs a cage.
the hawk's in like a small cage.
Yeah, but he needs a bigger cage.
Well, I guess Reginald's cage would fit him. I can
Yeah,
grab it for you.
And I'll take this smaller cage, and you have this hawk with that bigger cage.
You're giving me a hawk?
Yeah, this is Reginald's friend. This way we can communicate.
Right.
Oh my god.
Just-
This is my cheeks hurt.
He goes and gets the larger cage and takes the hawk, and there's a moment of like reluctance, and he looks longingly at Reginald, and then the hawk and goes,
All right, well, Charleston it is. Say thank you.
Oh yeah, and there's also this dog and this cat.
Oh my. Okay.
But this guy is the guy who bought the cat for you, though.
Thank you. This is a lot of animals. I'm gonna need to go get some more food tomorrow, it would seem.
Oh yeah, here, and I have here's some gold for food.
How much gold do you give him?
50 gold.
Oh my.
Oh,
Here's another 50 gold.
These 2 large sacks of gold, and he's holding a hawk. And there's like this dog and a cat at his feet, and he's like,
I also give him 30 more gold.
I don't know what to say.
Dude's fucking rich now.
It seems like Reginald will have a good home. Thank you for everything. Well,
Thanks for keeping track of the Reginald.
of course.
Why are you talking like him now?
He's still
That's what the leaves do to you, man.
Welcome, my new friends. Well, we have some introductions to make.
and he turns, and the dog and cat go inside of Tremaine's place.
Yeah, that's Reggie and that's Reg. And for Reginald, you know.
Right. It's okay. I'll give you better names when he's gone.
Oh my god. The poor old man. I can't believe you stole his owl.
All right, so that happened.
Best part of the episode.
Anyway, is there anything else that you want to do, Vlad?
Well, now that I have Owly back, I mean, I want to go over some things with him, but I think we should do a little bit of this.
Okay. So, Nimue.
Okay. So first things first is I wanted to pick up the cane that I had made and deliver it to Lorenzo. And that's like, to help him walk around and shit like that. And then also as like a weapon, I thought it was cool.
Well, and picking it up from Lofgren, he hands it to you and like you go to grab it and he kind of holds it for a second and says, I know the reason that you're doing this, and well, I approve. And he lets go of it, and as you take the cane, you can see it's very well made, and you can see the handle comes up. It doesn't look like a sword handle. It's got kind of the ball, but it looks like the hilt of a sword that comes up. You wouldn't be able to tell without knowing that that's what you did, but it's the handle is like embroidered with this gold band that kind of comes up at like the keeper gold, and in between is like this leather that has been stained and dyed that deep like maroon purple of the keepers, and there's like this sapphire that sits in the handle of the cane itself, and he hands it to you, and you bring it to Lorenzo, who like is taken aback and goes, I don't know exactly what to say. I
thought, while you're still recovering from what happened to you.
No, I very much appreciate it. Thank you. And he gives you like a genuine hug, a little wobbly as he like wobbles into you on his lizard legs and takes the cane. And over the 2 weeks, you spend a lot of time with him. DeWitt kind of there off and on, helping to work on the wounds and kind of get him up and
I
about.
kind of just wanted to spend like a little time, like probably like every evening with him.
By the end of the 2 weeks, he's like well on his way to kind of being independent in the walking. The pain has subsided. That redness that was going away, and like it's completely gone now. Like his skin looks healed around the area where this transformation was happening. He tells you that his joints, everything that was aching is pretty relieved. It's more just kind of learning to walk with different legs, which he seems to be making really good strides on by the time the 2 weeks is over. And you even one of the days you even come in on him in one of the like training grounds, practicing with the sword. And there's a couple moments where he like wobbles on his feet, but he's able to, make a couple stances and before staggering a little bit, and sees you and kind of goes,
Well, I'm making a bit of progress.
I can see
It's-
that.
Yes, and it is thanks to you.
Well, I like to help. And I don't know. I feel a little bit responsible for some reason.
Can't imagine why, but you need not.
That's bad. I don't know. It's nice to feel like I'm actually helping somebody again.
Well, you've done a great deal to help me. It's kind of out of character for me, but if you are ever back in Whitehorn, well, he leans over and kisses you on the cheek. Right. I'm going to go
I blush.
practice
So hard.
walking. He you see him turn red cheeks and shaking his head this suave guy who just
Stupid.
yeah. Yeah. So that's Lorenzo. What is the
It feels
feel
so
good
good.
episode? Is there anything else that you
Well, there was the lead box
The lead
that I
box.
needed to have commissioned.
right, so you don't end up finding it as you search through different shops, kind of asking around. You get a lot of what the fuck, looks and responses. One person has a small jewelry lead box, but
It won't fit. though.
and they try to push it and sell it even more and keep bringing the price down, and you're like, we don't need that.
It doesn't fit what I need it, bro.
Eventually you walk out as this person's not satisfied with your and you go to Lofgren. One of the days you walk up to Lofgren, yourself and DeWitt, and you can see him and Tail they're in it. They're working on something. You can see them both covered in soot, with not welder's goggles, but forge. They have a eyepieces on basically over the forge, very intricately pouring a metal into a mold. And you kind of wait and watch this happen. And as they notice you, Lofgren kind of steps over and hands a pair of tongs to Tail to keep going, pats him on the shoulder, and steps over and pulls off these heavy leather gloves. Just says, "Well, hello. Is there something I can help you with? You just coming to watch?
Well,
It's pretty intriguing stuff."
yeah, not only am I very interested in what you all are doing here, but also I'm so sorry to keep bothering you, but you seem to
Oh, it's-
be the only person in town able to do anything useful sometimes. So
Well, I'm glad somebody in your group thinks so.
well, we definitely
I think
do.
so, sir.
I'm just a little bit hurt by the big one, who
He doesn't
seems to demand
think
and then
before
be
he-
upset when he doesn't get his way.
Yeah, that's pretty common. He's kind of a brute. Don't be offended by what he says. He doesn't think before he talks. And obviously, you made him something very nice.
Well, I'll get over it.
Yeah, well, I'll just make sure that next time he wants something from you, I'll just come in and get
Lofgren will remember.
it. Well, I was wondering if it was possible to have you make just a simple lead box that I can lock.
Well, that's probably something that's easily doable. Material cost maybe run you about 25 gold. We're a little bit in the middle of something right now,
I do
but
see that. I just need it before we leave the city.
I could probably put it together after we finish up what we've got going on here. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll give him 40 gold as a little bit of a tip for the cane and the box.
Cool. He just gives you a nod of thanks and pulls the goggles back down.
I
So you can see
appreciate
the
you.
rings where the soot has covered, pulls it back down over and heads back over where Tail is. Is there anything else that you want to do?
We need to cave in that tunnel. So maybe a couple days, I'll take Stone Shape as my 4th level spell and just keep on
You guys
kind of
just
building up a
bury it.
wall.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that what the spell that you have?
Yeah, I just use my ukulele
I want to help
spell to
Okay.
use it.
With what?
putting rocks in.
You guys are using magic and your phone's like this tiny boulder. And you guys are like,
Thanks, Irfan.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
man.
like to
Just
help.
maybe 5 days. I'll just go down there and put up another stone because I can only use it once a day. But
Yeah.
because it's a 4th level spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just put that up,
'Kay.
and we'll just make it as like concrete as possible.
Okay.
I
Sounds good.
And I think. Oh, actually, this was one thing that I forgot to tell you over the break, and I thought about right as we started to record. But what I wanted to do was make like a really simple like leather strap that hooked through my shield, that made it so that way it could hang off my back, and then if I unclasped it, it would just like hang down and go right on my arm. And it would be like really simple to do.
Smart.
Yeah, so that way I could be able to like unclasp it quickly during combat or whatever, or any scenario. But that way I don't have to carry it around on my arm all the fucking time.
Okay. Make a. You don't have.
It would be mostly
like
just like
a
tying,
tinkering
leather
check, but you're
straps.
not.
I don't have any
proficient-
tinkering.
Yeah, so it would
tools.
just be your
Yeah.
dexterity.
Can I inspire?
Sure.
I'm gonna guidance myself too.
God. I
So-
also
It's like one night while you guys are all at the tavern and
I'm
Nimue
just
just
like-
fucking around
I'm
with
just like,
leather, like in her
fucking-
shield.
I also go to buy clothes. I buy black pants.
That's right. I forgot to give you the price on that. Let Dewitt do his thing and all.
This one's for you. Darling, cast sending. Please cast sending. Darling, cast sending. Talk to your mom. Talk to your mom. Talk to your mom. Whoa. At first I thought it was intuition, but woo, it's casted so much. Now I find myself wanting to carry you and take you home. Whoa. Get some inspiration.
So, okay, I'm gonna make the fucking. Okay, that's 13.
A 13.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get the beginnings put together of this concept, but you're having a hard time getting it to like clasp and immediately flip down. You make enough that you can put it on your back.
Is there some way that I could use like the brooch as like the clasp that could like come off?
Maybe in another attempt at another
That's
date.
fair. Yeah, I was thinking like that could be
Kind of messing with it.
mechanism.
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
so maybe I get like just enough done to have it be like hanging off my
Yeah.
back, but it can't like unclasp so easily.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Mhm.
Well,
Um,
the strap to make it smooth.
you're fun.
I just cast mending on it every other
You
time
get-
after that.
This new set of clothes commissioned. The intricacies that you want in them is going to. It's gonna run you. Let's say 85 gold.
Okay.
But, Irfan comes back one day in like this fine set of like black pants and this purple like almost dress shirt that has these threads that are these gold threads that run through it that seem to like shimmer and swirl in the shirt, like just as they are.
That's very Gilmore of
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah,
You wouldn't understand.
This guy a pimp or what?
yeah.
pimp fawn.
You're a pimp.
Okay, is that everything for you?
I don't want to know what that is.
So now that I have Owly back, I would like to go down and talk to that guy who could make him a collar and maybe some armor. Yeah, that guy.
Lofgren? Oh no.
Oh no.
Like,
Okay.
oh, hi.
Oh, right, you. What is it you're back for?
Oh, well, I have an Owly here.
Ah, right, you're looking to have the armor made. Well, unfortunately, your friend here's commissioned me. I'm a bit busy at the moment. It's still something I have on my drawing board. I could probably come up with it eventually, put the armor pieces together, but it's going to be probably another week or more. And this is towards the end of that 2 weeks, like another week or more before I can put something together.
It's
And
like, but I just got Owly. That's 1 week.
that's great, but I've never made armor for an owl before, so there's a lot of testing that needs to be done, and a lot of
different models and things that need to be made, materials that need to be purchased and spent.
Well, how much then?
Not sure. I haven't made a concept for it yet. I've got other priorities.
So come back later.
Yep.
Okay. I could do that.
Just goes back to helping Tail.
And then I wanted to go with you
Oh yeah, we're doing research.
to that thing to do research.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna
I
be
need-
a most
I
people
wanted to do a
thing.
night or two of research thing.
Dope.
We'll do that after we finish everybody's. So Tail, what are you spending your whole 2 weeks
My
doing?
whole 2 weeks were spent on making a new weapon for myself.
All right. So you spend that 2 weeks working closely with Lofgren. I mean, the whole 2 weeks, it's like you wake up and you're in the forge, and that goes until sundown, and you maybe meet up with these guys at the tavern, have some drinks, and then it's repeated the next day. Throughout that process, at the beginning, you learn how to kind of maintain and repair some of the various, simple sets of armor and weapons that your friends possess. So if that's ever an issue, it's something that you can be useful for taking care of. You do make your weapon. Would you like me to describe it, or would you like to describe
You
it?
can describe it.
Okay, so Tail shows up towards the end of this 2 weeks. It's the exact
How'd you
same
know?
chakram. No, it's and you can see him like this giddy excitement, and of course, Tail being Tail, pulls out this chakram to show
I whip
you
it
all.
out.
Whips it out.
Oh.
You can see in the same similar fashion design as his last one, there's kind of the handrail that was where he holds it, and there's a circle piece that wraps around it, and the blades that kind of curve out almost like a drawn flame of a candle type of a curve. But the blades themselves have these engraved, intricate, there's no rhyme or reason to the pattern, but almost like spider webs of lines that come out across the blades themselves, these deep, like almost black carved lines that spider out on them, and on this dull, kind of smoky, steel gray colored blades. The blades come down, and the circle of the handle itself, on the outside, you can see this gold embroidery, like embroidered metal, and then it fades into steel or iron in the center, right?
Yep.
Iron in the center, and then the very middle of it is the petrified wood that he collected that kind of like also not a pattern to it, but kind of melds into the metals themselves around the circle, and inlaid around the circle itself are all the stones that Tail has collected along his journey. You can see like the rainbow stone, the glowing stone that he found within the Underdark. What are the other ones?
Another one was like a random bloodstone I found.
Mhm.
A lot of it was just random stones.
Like the
that you-
stones that
I
you
had
guys
a
found?
quartz to contribute to that if you wanted it.
Sure.
Whatever stone, like they're inlaid around the blade
Couple diamonds that are
itself.
worth-
And
Oh.
Tail, during the process of making this blade, when you went to forge the blades themselves, and you mixed the wyvern bone dust with the metal to forge these blades, there was, as you were doing so, something like inclined you to pour more into this process, and you kind of poured almost some like of your magical essence into the making of these blades themselves. And you can see that as if you turn the blade in the right angle, those black grooves almost have this deep blue like sheen to them, that you're sure will probably fit the purpose that you carved them there for.
Cool.
So you have made yourself a +1 chakram.
Yay.
Congruent alliance,
Nice,
dude.
What
dude.
die do I use for it?
It's still the same die
Still
at the
D6?
moment, but +1 to everything, and there might be other things. We'll see.
Okie dokes.
Yeah. So that's your 2 weeks. It's well spent.
Cool.
And Nyx.
Okay. The first night after that, we saw Callista.
Mhm.
I'll wait till it's like midnight or whatever, and I'm going to try it was for the city gates. Were they gates, or is it like a archway kind of thing?
They're gates, but they're not like
Are they open
they're
usually?
pretty large. During the daytime, they're usually open and just guarded.
They're just guarded.
Mhm.
All right, then what I would do, would I know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what I would do is I would sneak outside the city before they close the gates. I'll cast invisibility if needed, or I can probably just walk out, right?
Yeah.
I'll just walk out. And I'll, because that river leads into there, doesn't it?
Leads into the city.
Whitehorn.
Mhm.
So I'll find a spot at the river, and I'll just wait until the moon is out, however long.
Mhm.
And I'll plan on, being out there for the night.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, is it safe? Like, I'll look around. Like, am I alone?
Make a perception check.
Is it safe? Is it secret?
15.
15. See Callista, 5 feet now.
It's 7.
It seems you glance around and it's like one of those relatively quiet evenings. You see a few, scattered animals around the area, but you don't see any other humanoids or any other figures in the area.
Okay. So next I will go to the river
Mhm.
and wash the dye out of my hair.
Going to the river.
And then when I go back, I'll wait until like the moon is high in the sky.
Mhm.
And
High moon.
y'all,
Those moments,
Stop.
guys. Please stop. Talk about this.
okay, the first thing I will do is I will cast Silent Image.
Okay.
And I'll use the entire 10 minutes to go through a series of events. The first thing I'll cast is Alar, when he showed me the scar on his neck
Mhm.
and how his locket was missing. So I'll basically replay that scene. And then the next thing that I'll do is I'll show the image from the Tritene Forest of Phaedra.
Okay.
And I saw her there. And then vanish away. And then the next one that I will play was the scene from the night before of Maya, like revealing herself as Callista.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play all those events, and after I do that, I'll take my cloak off and lay that on the ground, and I'll put all my daggers on the back of the cloak. So I'll lay it face down, and then I will cast what's called Mirror Image, another illusion spell, and I'll like pause for a moment and say, I know it is the wrong time to be doing this. The moon is out and it is hard to hide myself. I know that, but I have a lot of questions and a lot of things have happened. And everything I thought that I had that made me safe from her did not work. I don't know why. I checked my locket. The ward was still there. And still she found me. And that's okay, but I am scared because I don't know if Phaedra still has her locket. I don't know if she is safe. And you promised that we would be, so how did she find us? How did she do it? She shouldn't have been able to do it. It worked for so long. And she didn't even kill me. I thought that's what she wanted. I know I could have done more to deserve what you have done for me. But if you can help me now, just protect Phaedra. That is all. I will do whatever you ask of me. I promise.
Roll D100s.
$71.
Okay. You sit there in silence for what seems to drag on for far too long. And this cool breeze kind of picks up and tussles your hair over your shoulders. And a chill runs down your spine a bit. And did you leave the locket on, or did you take the locket off?
I would have had it in my hands.
In your hands?
I forgot to mention that.
Your hands start to like burn with the locket in them. And you move your hand and kind of look down at the locket itself. Make a an Arcana check.
$7.
Glancing down at it, you can see there's like the sigil itself, the glyph, is almost like there's like a light fading, like that was where the heat was coming from. And there's just something that you're drawn to with that. You don't know why. And staring at it, that breeze picks up again. You feel the chill run down your spine. Like looking at this is chilling you. It's something that's causing some type of shiver through your body. That's
Okay.
That's how that happens as you sit there.
I'll stay up for a bit.
Mhm.
Just like watch the river and eventually go to sleep just right there.
Okay.
And then in the morning, I will go back to the city. Do I see Vaughn?
Do you look for Vaughn?
Is he at the gates?
Make a perception check.
17.
17. You do see him up on one of the top rungs as you're walking in, like looking out over
How
the
high
wall.
is the wall?
The wall's probably a good, like, it's about as high as the one around the black hole itself, so like 50 feet high.
Can you go up there?
You walk inside the gates and there are like wooden steps that lead up, like next to one of the guard rooms that's there.
Okay, I'll wait till nobody's looking and then cast invisibility.
Okay.
Or no, I'll sneak up first.
Okay.
That's a 26. And I'm gonna find Vaughn. Is there anybody else around?
There's other guards on the wall.
perfect.
But
Cool.
yeah.
Can they see him?
Yeah.
All right, I'll hide somewhere. And then I want to cast silent image to make it look like he is like horrifically bleeding. Like just like I'll he'll obviously have to look down, but when he looks down, I want it to make him look like he is gushing blood like out of his neck.
Okay, make a performance check.
13.
13. So he's walking and there's a moment where he stops and like looks down and you see his face go kind of horrified and he goes, what the hell? And starts like pulling this blood away and like panicking for a second and then like reaching up and pulling blood and then like realizing his throat's fine. And then he's just standing there confused.
Well, with silent image, I can change the image, so I would
Yeah.
definitely make it look like it's on his hands when
Right.
he touches it. Okay.
That's what I mean. But like he
Okay.
feels for his throat and like notices that it's not like cut open or anything. And the panic subsides and turns to confusion as he starts like looking at the blood all over himself and kind of touching it and looking up. And the other guards are just looking at him. And he's like, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm fine. I'm gonna go to the room and just turns and like heads for the stairs and walks
Cool.
down them.
I'll sneak out, cast invisibility if I have to. And then as I walk away, I'll just mutter like, like to myself or to the universe. Like, I don't know. That was for you, Baravar. And then that'll be it for that day. The rest is more general shit. Throughout the 2 weeks, I'll message Alar every day and just give him like details of everything that happened with Callista, Phaedra. And then I want to spend time reading the remaining 3 prison logs from Shore Sundreth
Okay.
to see if there's any names that I know. Sorry, I forgot about that until we were already recording.
That's okay.
And then, see, I'll post all the flyers, and then I will spend quality time with Flickr every single day.
Okay.
And also, I'll go to the library too when we do that.
Yeah. So you go around posting up these flyers for your speed dating in Gelstead.
And I'll tell everyone, like, you know, come all. The hottest man around. He's in Gelstead. He wants
Hottest
to marry
man
you.
around.
Yeah.
Get the hottest man.
Okay.
It's only a week's journey to your love forever.
Yeah.
God. Okay. You spend. Is there anything with Flickr you're trying to do, or just more like strengthening that?
I was
bond?
actually thinking that I wanted to teach her how to give people a little kiss on the cheek.
Okay, roll an animal.
That's
handling
adorable.
Check.
14?
14. It's hard conveying this to a bat. But eventually you get down over the course of practicing this, like she'll like fly up and like nudge somebody in the cheek, but you don't quite get there's no like, she doesn't quite understand the pecking or kissing part, but it will like
Okay.
fly up and like flutter into someone's cheek.
Oh, that's
and,
cute. The command noise will just be like,
Okay.
whenever I do that.
All right. Okay. Is there anything that anyone has had pop up while we've been going through these? Or do you guys want to do the conversation stuff first or the library stuff first?
Probably library stuff.
Library.
Okay. All right. So,
Wanna
given
fight
your. You want to what?
I want to fight Vlad.
Okay. All right. You and Vlad roll initiative.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you, given your new titles as seekers, you are granted access to the Obsidian Archives. This is on the 3rd floor of the Black Hold. And as you kind of make your way up there and start, you enter into this room on the far side that is, as you enter it, reminiscent of like the Hogwarts libraries, where there's shelves of books that run different categories and similarly like categorized as the Halls of Realization from Dead Cairn, but seemingly, even though in a smaller space, seemingly more books and text than what you had seen within the Halls of Realization. There is scribes abound everywhere. You are introduced to the
High Arcanist.
the Prime Arcanist,
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
who runs the archives of the Black Hold. His name is Prime Arcanist Belir Vefon. He's
I'm sorry. What?
yes, Vefon. I know, Belir Vefon. He's an elven male that like
You're very fun.
has that authority and wisdom of someone who has been around a very long time. Mid back length, straight white hair, almost like Lucius Malfoy looking hair. He's got these very like poignant emerald green eyes and this smooth tan skin, and wears the robes that you had seen similarly with the High Arcanists, like back in Dead Cairn, but his have a little bit more flair to them. There's like shoulder pieces that kind of flare up, and his has similar threads to like what Irfan's has right now, where the gold in them almost swirl into these intricate spirals throughout the robe itself. She gives a nod of approval as Irfan walks in. Like you all walk in and basically gives you kind of a bit of direction and just explains the Obsidian Archive is a repository for knowledge. It is not to be something toyed with or used lightly. It does contain many forms of knowledge that have been lost to most ages, that have been recovered, and they are to be treated with such respect. Now, I don't doubt that any of you are willing to do this. It's only a formality that I present these things. However, there is generally... How should I put this? There are some texts that will require... They have certain enchantments put on them. Let's put it that way. That will require certain things to be unlocked and read. So keep that in mind. It seems you have people with an arcane ability among you, so that is not a worry. If that does become a problem, we can provide somebody to assist you there. And if you do have any questions, please let me know. No, there are forbidden sections within the archives, and unfortunately you do not have access to those, and nothing can change that. So asking will get you nowhere. Just establishing that now.
Hogwarts only has one restricted section.
This is better than Hogwarts, my dude.
Other than that, the archive is yours. There are study rooms along the eastern and western walls of this third floor. So feel free to occupy one, and just make sure that you return any and all texts before you leave. There is an enchantment placed on all of the rooms here that if you do try to bring one out, it will be returned to us in a forceful manner from wherever it is placed within your person. So keep that in mind as well. So, I will leave you to your business.
You just have it in your left hand and it just like shoots through your fucking body.
I wouldn't want to be the one to test that out.
Nope.
All right. So,
Okay, I've got a list.
I figured.
Boy.
So-
list.
And so I think everybody but DeWitt and Tail is going to be at least helping for a day or two or all the days or whatever. But here's the list. So I wanted to research the Grand Mar, see if I can find anything about that. Then anything about Varuna, Palor, or Tritherion. I'm sure that there's a lot of information about those, but like specifically dealing with the artifacts that we found and those sorts of things.
Okay.
Both the orb and the glowy
Well, let's
destruction
just
one.
start one at a time, and we'll go down the list.
Okay.
So, the Grand Mar, you want to start there?
Sure.
All right. So I would like you to make, you are assigned a scribe to being in the Seekers. They are assigned to you to help locate
Does
these
that mean
books.
They get to make the roll and I don't have to roll a shitty investigation
Yes.
roll?
They have a
I'm
-3.
bad at those.
So you give them the information that you're looking for, and they bring back a few texts describing, like, some of them are maybe a bit off of the Grand Mar specifically, but describe different like shipping routes and patterns into the Tolset Enclave. A couple of them are manifests that have been located from within the Tolset Enclave that seem a bit older, like dock manifests with the ship name for the slot that they've been tied in.
How far back Has this ship been
There,
documented?
the manifest that you are brought is probably about 100 years old. And you spend some time perusing through that one and make an investigation check for me.
16.
A 16. You don't come across any ships by the name the Grand Mar. There is another that is like it's like a sea tales, like legends and tales of the sea almost type of text. Make an investigation check as you kind of peruse through that one.
9.
9. Yeah, nothing quite stands out as you're looking through it that would
Oh, okay.
Weren't you
indicate.
casting guidance on yourself the whole time?
Oh yeah, I was planning on doing that, but I didn't say it. So I'll make sure to say it from now on.
And you're brought 4 texts. Those are the 3, and then the fourth one is always lose my words on like how to describe it. It's like this one is one of those that's like really off base from what you were looking for. It's more of like a manual. That's the word I'm looking for, like a describing kind of like the terms of sailing and like teaches you like kind of like a sailing for dummies
Right.
book
I don't need
essentially. Yeah.
I've been around ships my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one was the Bruna Paler Tritherion.
Okay.
Surrounding them.
Right, and that's the one that I was going to jump in on
Right.
because I was looking for information on them too.
Okay. So the scribe comes back with a handful of texts, and you end up sending her back with a few of them that are like just like texts describing, you know, the religious orders of these beings, and like you give her like more specific parameters, and she comes back with 2 specific books. And one of them is a really old text, kind of a detailed account of some of the items and objects put to use during the war. And one of them is another almost it's like a fable book. Another like children's tales book, but she seems very insistent that you look through it.
Okay. That one.
Okay. So roll an investigation check.
I'll cast guidance on myself. I read this book. Good. Whoops. That's still a 9.
Still a 9?
Yeah, because I'm garbage. I have a -1 to my investigation. I don't know why I'm feeling
Make also a perception check for me.
Well, I just kind of was the one that had the list. Anybody can read these books. I just don't like. I just was the one that made the list.
I got 3 things that I'm gonna research on now.
Perception.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 22.
You get 22 on perception. So you start reading
There's a
through
7.
you start reading through the text on this book, and it's very written for like a young audience, and a lot of the stuff is like, you know, it's telling stories of how the gods created Cania and how they made it for all the beings on the planet, and you know it goes through specifically like, you know, humans were created for that, you know, just kind of a children's tale on that. And you start flipping back through, and there's kind of some scribbled drawings, and one page in particular catches your eye, and you turn to it, and you see this scribbled like this large almost device looking thing with concentric rings that seem to be like in mid spin, and in the center of this device is a very similar curious looking orb. And kind of read through the page, and it's still
a very like written for a young audience, but it talks of magical wonders that helped fuse the elements to solidify the plane.
What the fuck?
Let's talk about like the name of the device or anything. Or...
In a children's book, no.
This is called Deathbringer.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh shit, yeah.
Is this like the book of fables, like the three brothers from Harry Potter?
Kind of.
All right.
Did you want to
Um,
read the other
Yeah, I
one?
was gonna
Three
say, I
brothers.
imagine since I'm right there, could I do like a check on maybe even in this fabled tale of anything that just might come to my memory? Just even looking at the pictures or going through.
I think that would be more of a lad's specialty.
Yes,
book.
it would be more of a Vlad specialty, but I'm still going to keep the house rule that there's not like, you guys could investigate something to death by passing it around to all of you. So once we've kind of gone through something, it's kind of like you guys looked through it and that's what you deciphered. So that book is kind of done. You've gone through the fables,
You
but
can
there
do the
is still the
second
book that's like bits and it's kind of it talks of rumored artifacts and stuff used during the war. So you can check out that one if you
Those
want.
would probably
Yeah.
help because you were part of that
Yeah.
war. So you should read
Yeah.
that.
So roll an investigation check.
Guidance.
What's
Nice.
that do?
You get to roll a d4 with it.
Natural 20.
Yeah, crit.
Okay.
Nothing.
You start flipping through the pages, and after Nimue bringing up what she had found, and that vision that you had previously starts to surface into your mind, and remembering seeing this device, and your head starts to kind of feel that pain again, and you start flipping through. And there's no pictures in this book, but you find a section in the book titled
The shifting.
He's
of people
having
going
one
to
of
write
those-
Shit.
He's having one of those
Deathbringer.
things, a headache with pictures.
and it sticks out as your head kind of hurts and you flip to this page. You're like, that's it. And the title of this section of the book is called The Architect Matrix Device.
Yeah, that's definitely not a kid's phrase.
I was
Mommy,
reading-
what's the
can you read the
Architect
story of the
Matrix?
Architect's Matrix device again?
Of course, sweetie.
Of course.
This created the entire world.
No, as you point this out and you guys start poring over this section of the text, this it talks about a device that was said to have been employed during the what is said to be the formative years. It's a device that was used to help almost terraform is the best phrase I can find. Areas of the planet that were not necessarily uninhabitable, but these devices were used to shape and control the elements to shape and mold certain areas. They had a very large scale effect from what you read, but they, couldn't be used. One device couldn't be used for the whole planet. There were a few of them made, and they were employed by the gods to help shape the surface of Cania. During the war, they were a very highly sought after by the betrayer gods to come in and capture these and turn them into weapons. And that is, as you're reading this, your head gets that splitting pain, and then it's almost like it gets to that point where you grit your eyes and your teeth, and then it clears. And this memory comes back to you as you're sitting there, of sitting in a planning room around a table with the diagram of this device and the orders to go in and retrieve the device.
So,
The orb
device.
powers the device, and we have an orb.
It's like, how many pieces of the device are there? If the orb
you-
is considered
remembering
one
the
piece.
diagram in front of you, it's an intricate device. There's a lot of pieces, parts to
It's like-
this. You know that
Do I have this diagram picture in my head?
You do remember the diagram. Yes. Make an intelligence check.
Oh, you're great at those. I believe in you. Guidance, yeah. You still have it.
Still have it.
Well, it lasts for a minute, so. Oh shit! You should still roll the
Oh.
d4 with that. Nice.
22. No, 23.
Remembering back this memory that comes to you, you start to remember details. The missions that you were being sent on was to find these devices and scatter them to the wind so that they could not be put back together and used in their intended purposes by the betrayer gods.
Special operative Vlad. Holy shit.
Damn.
So the orb is one device that can do that.
It's part of this device.
So it's part. So it's
White
one,
ops.
it's one of a bigger piece that goes together that terraforms.
Albino ops.
So it can't just run on its own.
Is that what we left?
You're
in
not sure. You
Deadkin?
guys have literally
that's
done
part of it.
nothing with
And then
this.
we have the
Okay.
orb.
Yeah.
I've got an idea.
Just gathering from what I feel and sense from the vision.
Now I definitely feel like we need that lead box.
All right, so here's my idea.
Okay.
We take the orb, we put it in the portable hole. We then, from a safe distance, we mage hand the portable hole into the bag of holding, and we just make it so nothing can ever happen with it.
I don't think that's.
Those of you with Arcana you guys have already rolled and figured this out. When that happens, anything that's in either of those devices is spat out, and then the portal forms to the astral plane. So it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's possible they could get sucked in, but they're ejected from.
All right,
the
and then
device.
we then take the ball and,
And we just
throw it in.
yeet it into the.
Very similar to Laconta taking his trident.
eating it.
and just. yeesh.
Oh, I just remembered you have a cursed weapon.
Yeah, but you
Nothing's
guys haven't
coming
gone
out
to
of it.
fucking
haven't gone
fight
to it
yet.
yet.
Not
So-
that I'm gonna use it ever.
Great.
Trina.
Yeah, that's what you think.
That's what you thought about the trident.
It's doing something on its own.
You go to
Oh, we
strum your
found-
ukulele
So
and
we
you just
found the
hit a
orb in a
sword.
chest
Okay.
at the bottom of the pit
So who?
that had the names of Varuna, Palor, and Tritherion on the chest, and they had sealed it away. That's how it relates. There you
Yeah.
go.
So who else is around me at this table?
Me.
Well, Nimwe's there. I don't know who else was there for
Probably
that.
Nix
No,
is
I'm-
studying
wait.
something
I
else
was talking
there.
about the
Yeah, I'm
old
talking
table
about
in his
in my
memory.
vision.
Oh, in your vision,
Oh shit.
your crew. We haven't gone far enough on that to
just my
reveal
crew?
that full information. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was in the
It's like
later phases.
It's like, do I remember finding any of these and scattering them to the wind then?
Your memory doesn't go
That far?
that far.
Holy shit.
Wait, Vlad, do you tell everyone about?
Well, I'm with Nimue, so I definitely tell Nimue. But I don't know because I was very specific with going in with Nimue to do this.
Fair, yeah.
So I'm not sure who else is here with me at this point.
Well, I was just more wondering if you're going to let the knowledge that you found out be public to all of us.
Yeah, I'm sure we would do that, wouldn't we? Yeah.
This is I think
Even
that
if I-
all of
even if I
everything.
didn't share all
I'm
of
pretty
it,
sure
I
everything that
imagine
we ever
Nimue
find.
would end up sharing all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the way that this is gonna work out is that we'd probably share all of this information at the tavern at the end of
yeah,
every
yeah.
night. You know what I mean? Anything interesting that we found.
All right, I like that. When I do eventually hear of that information,
Mhm.
does that sound anywhere familiar to anything in my history?
Oh shit!
For listeners, he made a
DM
fun
face over
smile.
here. We should create emojis based off of DM expressions.
Also, I want to make one of those crazy people boards where they have all of the stuff from everybody's backstories, and then all the red threads
connecting everything.
Listen, okay, yeah,
We should actually do that.
yeah,
That sounds really fun. We should do that.
I'm on it. That's
Callista's
next
in the
week's
middle. yeah.
There's a big question mark and just
For DeWitt, just how are you fucking connected?
I have no idea.
Make an
Kaya, too.
history check.
Yeah. No. You think?
That's why we're suspicious of you.
You thought?
All I know is I was told to find you.
8.
8.
Oh.
Nothing.
8 is
Nothing quite recalls to mind
Okay.
about this specific
Even with guidance.
device.
Why didn't
Too
got
late.
him?
Okay.
Say it.
Is that? Those are the 2 books that you go through. Is that?
Great. Okay. Yep, that's what we got. That's good. That's good. Yep, it's all these things. So
God.
who wants to look into the dragon illnesses for Idris?
I will.
Okay, dope.
Okay.
Watch out,
Um,
rolls.
So you lay out your parameters, and the scribe kind of holds back for a second. And goes, so I'm looking for text based on. You're saying things that could poison a dragon.
And keep it
Is
from
that-
transforming into its dragon form.
All right.
Its human form.
Okay. She goes off.
Her name Google.
Hey, Google, can you
I'm going to bless it for you.
guidance next to do that?
It's now blessed.
Okay. What am I doing?
So she comes back with a thick text that's it's similar to the one you had come across before that kind of talks about the chromatic dragons and kind of their abilities and stuff, but this one is kind of more thicker text, all encompassing like dragons, methods that were employed to hunt them. It talks a lot about the metallic dragons as well as the chromatic, so make an investigation check.
Yikes.
10.
10?
Oh, I guidance.
Oh,
I said that before Shiva rolled.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
13.
13. You scroll through and you find the the section on bronze dragons, and it talks a lot about methods employed to kill them being it's not an often thing that happens with the metallic dragons, but from stories that had been heard or things passed down, it doesn't talk about any poisons or anything of that nature that was employed. It talks a lot about how most of the time that those things were attempted, it didn't work. Most poisons and things that were tried had no effect on the bronze dragons. But going at it, it was the pretty normal means of hunting a dragon. It would be someone squaring off with this and brute force and cutting, hacking, and slashing, and large ballista, crossbows. Those things were what brought down these dragons. But other than that, you don't come across any information. That was the only text that she could really find on
Okay.
that specific. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay, who wants to do something about ley lines and the corrupted ley
Who has the highest
7?
intelligence?
I'll do it.
lines?
Oh, I definitely don't have the highest intelligence.
Yeah, that's Nyx. By
Plus 2.
not that much. That's
the
the
highest.
I mean, everyone else is like a -1.
You pass on
Or
this
0.
this info, and the scribe kind of says, "So, we possess a lot of texts on the ley lines. They are they're the landlines, the magical strands that bind the magic within this plane. Is there anything specific? Corruption. I can try and find something on that, but anything more specific I can go off of."
Petrifies everything.
I
Maybe
feel that fits in with corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's most.
But
How-
I don't know.
have there ever been any instances where people have individuals have corrupted them and how they've done that?
I can make a check on that. Is there anything? Do you have any specific ideas of people? Any names? Anything of that nature that I can go off of?
Grandma.
No, Grandma's not responsible for them.
I normally don't like metagaming, but you guys were given a name in that conversation.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. No, I know.
Should have made someone roll an intelligence check, but I knew you guys had it fucking written down, so.
Back to
Where-
Grandma.
Where are we? Oh, okay. The Wild King. Duh. Holy shit.
Oh, the child.
No, he wasn't a part of that. We were looking
Oh.
for.
Says the Wild King. I'll put some searching into this, and I'll come back with whatever I can find. That's the more specific works.
Wasn't that the? I thought the Wild King was the child that didn't seem to age.
No, well, I don't. She didn't give us the name for that kid. But I just have literally all that's in my notes is the Wild King, underlined, question mark. Like, I don't remember, but his name came up.
Under ley lined.
Yeah. Yep, but I wrote that right underneath where I wrote ley lines are being corrupted. So I'm
Like
assuming
ley
it had something.
underlined.
Yeah, see,
She's-
it's under ley lined.
Thank you,
because-
Benjamin.
She's gone for a while longer this time,
Okay.
and comes back and sets a tome onto the table that is bound in like a thick wood, like binding.
Damn.
And there's a leather latch that is also like the strap comes over. There's no metal on this book. It's all like there's a lock that's made completely out of like a dark, like black wood. And she puts it down on the table and says, this was the first text as I was going through our records that made any sense. I came across many books that were on ley lines or, times of corruption that happened in minute places that passed. Necromancy and those type of things can cause these things temporarily, but generally they pass over. But this one, you said the Wild King, and this brought a bit of a jog to my memory. We don't possess a key, and after the first time this tome was read, it shut and locked itself. The wood can't be broken. I'm not sure if any of you have any ideas
Oh shit.
on
Okay.
how to unlock this.
Okay. Wait, that key. What kind of? It's a D100 that you roll for the mystery key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that I could do to buff that roll?
No.
Okay. Okay. I can use the key. Do it. Fuck. I can at least give it a try. Okay, I'll try. I already did that tonight. So gotta fucking
Everyone pray.
try. Let's all.
Oh,
Okay,
try
yeah.
Pray to Mogbiet.
Mogbiet.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with Varuna, but thanks for the suggestion. Ooh, I rolled really good for talking to my mom, so let's.
Dear Dad.
Papa.
Oh shit! We should look into the Purple Ocean.
Yeah.
Were you looking something up before I did this, or should I just roll? Oh, okay. Is that a 10? What is that? What does that mean? What does the double zeros mean?
Well, if there's another number, that's a 0. If it's
Damn.
double zeros and a 0, that's 100%.
Damn it! It's 6.
6?
600.
You go and, like,
600.
you go to put the key to the lock and it doesn't even like fit
Yeah,
into the
I-
lock and kind of like wedge it in and
Nothing.
nothing.
Can I? It's magically locked.
We're unsure. The notes that I have in the ledger that after the first person read through this and shut it, the leather strap flipped over and the lock locked itself. No one has been able to break it. There's been attempts at magic to
break the lock, but we're not sure if a magic. The theory right now is that something magical could open the lock. But
Does the lock look familiar, or like, does the type of lock look familiar to any of us?
it's made out of wood. It's
It's
like just a
there's-
black
There's nothing else.
clasp
special about it.
almost. Mm-mm.
None of us are druids, so
Well, so this book is about like the Wild King, and like, is there anything on the cover that would indicate like what
It's
kind
just
of magic
like a
it would need?
dark
or-
wood. Mm-mm.
Ooh, I don't know.
I wouldn't know anything about it, right?
About the lock. I mean, this is all. You know,
I could talk to Varuna about it. Use divination. Try it. It's worth a shot. You should do it.
I'll try to lockpick it.
they make a lock picking check.
Nope. What is that? It's fucking, it's not a natural 20, which I feel like is the only thing worth a shot.
Yeah, you attempt it and can't even get your picks. That doesn't even seem to find like tumblers in there.
I punched the book.
It hurts.
Are you even
Ow.
here?
No, I'm not even in there.
Okay. So for these like 2 weeks, I'm like not gonna pick my spells every single day. So like if I don't have like the spell for that day, I'll just come back the next day and cast it. So
Yeah.
I'll try to do remove curse on it. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try dispel magic.
Okay. You cast remove curse and
Nothing.
nothing seems to work. Dispel magic roll.
Oh, it's a oh, okay, right, okay. I need to roll like above like the level of spell that's on it.
Yeah, it's 10 plus, or it's your roll plus your spell casting modifier. Guidance.
Yeah, I'm gonna guidance myself for that. So that's 18 plus 4 is 22.
It's actually cast at the 23rd level.
Well, it's 10 plus the, so I think that the highest it can go is 19.
Oh, and I looked in my notes too. So after I have this is more for them, not you, Mason. But under my notes for the Wild King, I have written right underneath it, the boy never ages.
Yeah, I have that written like way above where I have the Wild King written.
I have that written right beneath it too.
I don't think he's the Wild King.
Oh, okay.
I think he's
I-
in a different
I
entity.
can't quite remember. I just remember having it written down that the boy never ages along with the Wild King.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, I thought the boy was the Wild King too.
I didn't think he was. I didn't get that vibe from Grandma that they were the same person.
Grandma.
Right?
Now we gotta go fucking talk to Grandma again.
Wait, Grandma wasn't like, the Wild King was somebody else. It wasn't that child that was with her. The never aging child.
She definitely
right?
didn't say that.
Well, unfortunately,
you cast a spell magic on the lock and it doesn't seem to have an effect.
Need the key.
Yep.
Does anyone have another key that might fit the?
Yeah. The mystery key didn't
You
work.
forget about a
Okay.
key.
I cast create key.
Shit.
He rolls a crit.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything at all.
Cast punch harder.
Punch harder.
Yeah, have Kaya punch it.
I light it on fire.
Can I try detect magic on it? Or maybe but they probably actually tried to identify the book before. Never mind. They probably tried that here.
Mhm.
Okay, then never mind.
This book is just called The Wild King.
Okay. Well, I guess we won't get anything out of that. Make it through your list. Nope.
Right. She takes the book, kind of disappointed, and says, "Well, I thought I'd have you at least try.
Let me
We
try.
any new pair of eyes. But if you think of anything, it's here. We'd like to get at that information as much as you would.
The person who read it, what did they say? Did they say anything about what it contained or anything? Or did it come to you already locked?
It came to us locked. It was someone out who had recovered the book who said they had read a little bit about it. It was involving a sect of dark druids. That's all we could really deign. They read the book, figured out what it was about, and brought it straight here. Well,
And they didn't say
straight
anything
being relative.
about it when they brought it to you? Or?
She pulls up the ledger. All it
If they read
says
it.
was what they put. This isn't detailed. The books are supposed to be the details, unfortunately.
Do you know who was the person who happened to read it when it was locked?
It has been in our possession for over 50, about 52 years to be exact. I can't say I even know this name on
Why-
this paper.
What is it? Can I look at the name?
Tremaine Blackwell.
Shows you the name. It's not familiar. I mean, I can give you the name, but it's not like recognized. There's a whole list of like the ledger has like who brought in the artifacts or the books.
Okay. Well,
I
I
heard of-
guess-
Anything about this? I'd never heard of the Wild King before, had I?
Mm-mm. Well, is there anything else that I can look for?
Yeah, so we need to look into DeWitt's medicine. We gotta look into Tail's symbol.
And the purple sea. Or shore, or
Yeah. Purple Ocean.
So where would
Like
you like me
sand.
to start?
Let's do the medicine first.
I've got plenty of books on
Well,
medicine.
I'm talking like I was trying not to go in that much detail. Okay, the fucking the thing that he's looking for, the plant. I'll describe it to her and
She says, I can't say I've heard of anything specific like that. There are plenty of herbs. I can get you herbalist manuals that I mean I'm not sure specifically what you're looking for. This is a very broad subject, unfortunately. We have bounds of information involving herbs. That's one thing that people never fail to collect. Thousands of.
that's fair. That's all right. We'll just move on to the next one. Do you have anything that's like
the classic.
Focus on everything else. Huh?
Oh, you don't want us telling people
I'm
specifics.
trying to get through this faster.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because we're already here. It's 12:30.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to know a lot of things. So I'll have her look into Tail's symbol, see if there's anything that we can find about that.
Okay. It's like again, symbols are a very broad subject. I mean, I can see his symbol, but unless I have a place to start, I could bring you countless tomes, but we'll be here for some time.
Right.
Do you have any specifics on where you would like me to start looking for categories? Anything about the symbol that you know?
Okay. Like relating to human heroes or like heroes of old that might have had a symbol similar.
Said something about dragons, didn't you?
Yeah, well, there's the relationship between like the hobgoblin tribe that he had that had a relationship with dragons that he also wanted me to look into.
Human heroes of old. Yeah, I can look into that. Are we thinking like during the war or?
I don't know. This would be better for Tail to look into. I don't know shit about it.
I mean, if he's not here and you don't have the information, I really don't
Yeah.
know how to help you. I'm sorry.
Let's just forget about it.
Just pick one and go with it.
Yeah, that's rough. I don't know if there's like not that much more on this, and I don't want to keep us here that much longer. But because I don't know where to look for that kind of stuff, Tail. Like from the war. Okay, from the war.
All right. Sure. And she leaves and
comes back with a couple different tomes. There's one that is the heroic tale of Valley. It's like not a historical like fact book, more of like a fictional, but still, depicts that story. I know most people have heard this one before, but it came to mind. Let's see. I have a book on the Knights of the Chase. They were Tritherion's chosen champions during the war.
I'll take that.
And let me just
All right.
swoop that from up.
That's related, but I'll take it.
They're not necessarily.
Wait, what were they called? The Knights of the Chase?
Mm-hmm.
Chased.
Chase.
Fucking badass
Chase?
name.
Chase.
Like the bank.
Like the act
Like the verb?
of chasing.
There is.
Can't think of anything.
These
else.
aren't necessarily war heroes, but there was the Broken Tooth Dragon Hunters were very big around that time. You'd already read and heard about.
Yeah, I
These
know about
guys.
those from last time we were in the halls.
There's not. I mean, there were a lot of heroes during the war, but I mean, it was very mixed race-wise as well. Human heroes were, well, unfortunately cut down quite quickly. A lot of their stories were told, but names are lost.
Hmm. Doubt any of them would like really talk about symbols or anything like that.
Yeah, precisely. It's usually just their dealings and what they have done.
Okay, well, I tried. I think the last thing I'm gonna look into is the green smoke-eyed demon things that could copy our actions.
Were you still wanting to look into his?
Purple Ocean.
Oh, and the purple ocean.
Okay.
So I got a little bit more detail about that from my mom. There's two places that have it right. The one in the Feywild and the one in the Plane of Water.
So you're looking for information on the plains. I actually have a tome that would be pertinent for that. It is a bit of a difficult one. Let me fetch it. She brings it back and puts down this thick, heavy tome that is bound in like this adamantine cover and has this like arcane sigil where like a lock would be. She says, it was found, we've had this for quite some time. It was written a long time ago, but we have found that the only way to access it is to cast a spell of higher magical ability into it to unlock the lock. And even then, it only stays open for after what we've attempted an hour of research before it must be unlocked again as it forcefully closes itself. So,
Okay.
if you have that ability, it requires a 4th level or higher spell to release the lock.
Okay.
If I just cast my 4th level spell, would it just go into it? It's like if I cast control water, would that energy just go into it? Okay, cool. Well,
just starts dumping water everywhere.
well, that's create or destroy water. Control water is different. Okay, then I'm going to give the book to Nyx if you're not busy, and have you look through it. And I'm going to give you enhance ability for intelligence checks, so you get to roll advantage on any intelligence checks, which includes investigation. And I'll cast control water into it, so that way you can read it.
Are we
Okay.
just reading or are we copying out pertinent sections? Because I can also cast 4th level.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, we can just keep on casting it if it needs to keep on
Got a
being
lot of
unlocked.
4th level spells.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So
just roll it.
you cast into this lock and it almost absorbs the energy and you see the sigil
Also
pulse and glow
cast guidance.
and the book just slowly
Oh wait.
flips itself open in front. You back up and you watch it just open and the pages flip to the first page. I mean,
you kind of have specific things you're looking for here, so I don't even know if an investigation check is necessary. Everything else, you're kind of looking for relations. This one, you have 2 specific places you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's necessary for a check on this one.
Does it
Oh,
have
great.
An index.
So yeah, this book kind of gives it's
F.
as the page opens, you can see it's literally titled "The Planes of Existence: A Brief Overview." And the author is Erlen Bamf.
Bamf?
Bamf.
Man, what a badass motherfucker.
Did he bamf between
But
the
it's-
planes or?
This tome gives a brief overview of like his interpretations of how the planes all fit together.
Mhm.
It gives like a brief description of what one might find in certain planes that have been visited by Erlen, and it's written almost like a visitor's guide, where there's sections he has about like for the sections where he's been. For the planes he's not, there's bits of information scribbled of like stuff he's come across, but it's all like disclaimer that the information may or may not be false. And in the table of contents, you can see like planes that have been visited by him and have information are the ethereal plane, the astral plane, Feywild, the Shadowfell, and the plane of fire, specifically the city of Brass.
City of Brass.
Hitchhiker's
read that book.
Guide to
It is
the Planes of
wonderful.
Existence.
Okay, well, we know that there's a purple ocean in the Feywild, so we should look in the Feywild section.
So you flip to those pages, and it's within a chapter that is titled "The Material Planes the Material Plane and Its Echoes," and that includes Feywild and the Shadowfell, from where he has visited. And the Feywild starts off saying that it's like I said, it's like a visitor's guide. So it reads, "A land that mirrors our own in structure, but its appearance is far more spectacular than anything witnessed on the Prime. The skyscape is filled with a never-ending sunset with purples, pinks, and oranges and yellows casting their hues upon the land. Oceans of emerald green, bright oranges, and deep purple can be found. Where mountains stand on our plane, towering crystals or alien trees take their place within the Feywild. Fields of blue grass or trees with golden leaves. It really is a wonder to behold. All manner of creatures can be found on this plane, most notably the fairy folk, of course. There do lurk darker regions and even darker minds, so be wary if you ever aim to travel here. Wild magics and creatures flourish and can be a large hindrance if you don't keep on your toes." And it has some illustrations of like the creatures, things like that, like couple like drawings of like the Fey folk. And you see there's a couple of like taller elves that look a bit different, like different toned skins. But basically it's those like descriptions almost written like a postcard, like a visitor's guide to that place.
Funny. And it does say a little something about purple oceans.
It talks about the purple oceans, the blue grasses.
Okay, so it kind of makes sense that the hints that we were given about the plant that was growing would be somewhere where there's land and not the water place.
Yeah, and plus there's also the other place that you described kind of sounds like something that would be in the Feywild. The two.
Well, and the wilds, the Feywilds, that sounds pretty similar.
Oh,
I mean, like,
yeah, 'cause you
yeah.
were told that you'd find them in the wilds, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't know. That was my first suspicion. No one, there's like tons of stuff going on there that no one knows about, so that's what I figured is it'd be there.
Well, I mean, we're going to go to the wilds anyway.
So I
we'll look
I
for
don't
one
know.
there, but it could also be in the Feywild.
Wait,
I'm
Especially-
thinking they're the same thing. I don't know though.
Doink.
hey, really quick question. What does Dimension Door do again?
It just you
My ball bearings
teleport
are
up
just
to
going
500.
Oh, right. It's just a door.
Yeah, teleporting between planes is a bit higher level than what you guys have
Ah,
access to right now.
Yeah,
it's just like
for
it's
sure.
like nether. It's like using nether doors to hop. Got it. Nether portals to hop.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so it's probably in the Feywild. Alright.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to look at anything else in this book before you move on?
We'll probably move on. I mean, unless there's some another thing in the Feywild section about that other place that you saw in your visions with like the statues and things. I don't remember that one as
It
well.
was like white.
Couple rows of statues, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
a couple gold statues, white. What?
There's
are they?
nothing
Aspen?
about like that specific.
I want to see if there's anything about the Citadel in there.
Like looking through, it's about different planes
Yeah, that's
of
what I thought.
existence. Yeah. Okay.
You can look on your own for a book about the Citadel.
Yeah, I want to look. Let's do that.
I don't have to be the
hold on,
only
we're gonna
one.
go to Danny. What were you wanting to?
Well, I mean, can I look for the books myself, or do you have to like talk to the person?
You're welcome to look yourself. I'm just here because
Oh.
I can find them relatively quickly.
You do have enhanced ability for intelligence checks still on you. It lasts for an hour. And if you want, I can cast it on you again. It's only a second level spell.
You're like Yahoo Answers, and she's Google.
I want to look for anything regarding. Oh well, I'll have her do. I'm looking for books about blood oaths, specifically breaking them.
All right. And she goes. She's gone for a little bit and is back inside. I feel this is probably something we don't have a lot of information on. I can say just from the thought of it, blood oaths don't seem like something that would put a lot of research into. They would kind of just be the act and the experience thereof. I can't imagine people performing the blood oaths being willing to document that process and people being within a blood oath, same, maybe not being as willing to document it. I can keep looking and maybe there's stuff that can be found eventually, but right now I can't think of anything that would be.
Okay. Then I'll spend some time on my own looking for anything with the name Tenebrous in it. Like any mentions. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask about it though.
Okay. Make an investigation check at disadvantage. There's a lot of books in here.
If you're going out to look for something on your own, I'd cast enhanced ability on you for intelligence checks. So it'd be a straight roll. 7.
7.
Nice.
I tried.
Without like a broader subject to look for. I mean, you don't come across any books that have that title kind of, openly displayed.
Then the last thing I want to look for is any information about heroes or warriors of Triskelion during the Great War. Which may have just been that book that they were reading.
That was the book that
Okay.
Nimue was brought.
It's right here.
It's fine. Then I wouldn't look for
you
it.
like
We're
go
good.
to ask her and she's like, Nimue holds it up.
I wouldn't have even asked had I
Oh, okay.
knew that. It's fine.
Okay.
Here, you can read it. I haven't read it yet.
It's fine. I'm done. That's
Is that okay?
One thing.
Yeah.
Celestial blood and its use.
Okay. You say this and she kind of narrows her eyes and says, I'm not sure that we have anything. Well, I don't know many people who've successfully used Celestial's essence or blood, let alone a text about it. I can definitely look through the ledger, but she seems like she's like avoiding asking why, and just kind of steels herself. And I'll look through the ledger. Steps away and comes back shortly afterwards. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem like the type of information that we would have readily available. If there is anything on this, I'm afraid it might be locked away in the restricted areas. I apologize.
I apologize.
Apologize.
All right, Miss Jackson.
All right. Julian, you're looking up what? The Citadel. Okay. She says, I've never heard of Citadel. Do you have any more to go off of? Is it a plane? Is it a creation? A demi-plane? Is it a...
It is called the Eternal Citadel. All I know about it is that it wanders through time and space.
All right.
It's the fifth dimension.
Ah,
bro.
now I know what you're talking.
that one.
Dude,
Why
can you
did
just look
you
up like the fifth dimension for me? Or
It
Doctor
chooses
Who.
people to assist it. It is like the 15th Doctor or something.
I may have something. And she leaves and comes back, and I'm not sure it would be of much help, but this is accounts of unnatural phenomena that have occurred, and since things have been written down, it's the best I can go off of. Usually, things are explained as swamp gas. Things are generally written off as, actions by other deities or wizards or anybody who possesses some reasonable way of fucking with people. But here, make an investigation
The
check.
professional term.
guidance. I guided you. Lord.
Yeah. Investigation. What? It's only a 12.
12. A lot of it's just nonsense, like, people seeing things that are pretty easily written off as being, images or something, somebody messing with somebody. There is a couple spots where you read about something, some type of doorway to another world appearing, and people like the skepticism involved around that, but there's not much more detail on it. It's like gateway to another place. That's kind of it.
It doesn't have any more detail like what the gateway looked like.
No.
That could just be anything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is there any other research that you guys want to do?
Got
Well,
any porn?
Yes, that's actually
The restricted
the
section.
restricted section.
You have to confirm that you are in fact 18 and older.
You have
May I see your ID?
We have our Playboys right here.
Oh, well, then you're welcome in. I think we'll save, obviously, the chatting around the drinks for next session.
Well, yeah, it's gonna
It's pretty late.
It's late, and there's a lot more information to look up than I thought there would be.
yeah.
So we'll end it there. You all finishing up your 2-week kind of downtime within Whitehorn, and we will continue the adventure next week. So thank you everyone
Sorry
for listening.
for the shopping episode, but
You're necessary.
sometimes they have
I
to
think
happen.
people know that's
Yeah.
I now
Of
look
course.
fly as fuck, so thanks, Mason.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sitting up so late. We got through that, so
We got our whole party back. Because now Owlie's here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I will talk to everyone next week. We love you all. Thanks for listening.
Love you.
Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of Crit Seekers. If you're still craving more from the gang, give us a follow on social media. Our Instagram and Twitter handles are @CritSeekers. There you'll find memes, character art, audio clips, and more to keep you satisfied until next episode. If you've enjoyed everything you've heard so far, please do us a huge favor and head on over to podchaser.com and give us a review. It will really help us out. New episodes are posted every Monday at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Enjoy your week, and remember, friends who crit together, stick together.